thought you could say that.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat, where a bunch of us schmucks sit around, roll dice, do some collaborative storytelling known as Dungeons & Dragons. We appreciate you being here with us as we laugh at each other and with each other and engage with you in the chat. We'd certainly encourage you to participate as you tell us what you think and as you cheer and affect the game through the bit mechanic that we have. You can see how that works in the chat, ! Rewards.
It's September.
And it is September, Carissa. It is September.
I'm going home.
Although I think Zentilius is just, you know, he is biding his time as he goes. But we are very thankful for you in the chat, and therefore we have some giveaways, and I forgot to make the thing spin again. There's a, yeah, the little controller there, and then there's the play button. Steve is on it. He may or may not play with some horsies again down there, I don't know. He did that last time. But we're going to give some of that stuff away. If we get 80 new subscriptions, we'll give away the big green dragon. And if we get 10 new subscriptions, we'll give away both sets of dice and or 2 gift cards. And regardless of how many subs we get, we'll give away at least 1 set of dice or a $5 gift card to DM's Guild. And no, we did not send out the gift cards that were won last week yet because I've been all over the place. It's my failure. My failure. I blame me.
There's only so far a spreadsheet can take you.
That's right. We will get those out, though. All right. As I mentioned, we are missing our blade singing wizard this evening, but the rest of the cast should be here. Unless there have been things that happened in the last hour or so that I'm not aware of. But how did we get to this point? Listening to this dramatic music of soothing sounds. Well, I'll tell you. Our party, the rats, have finally succeeded after so many long 10 days of trial and sometimes failure, sometimes success, to locate and ultimately acquire the Moat of Shadow. They traveled through a portal made accessible to them by a group of red dragons known as They in Scarlet. They did combat with the creatures of the void and mythos and darkness in the Shadowfell around the Raven Queen's Temple Mount, known as the Fortress of Memories, where they collected several keys and ultimately were able to give access to Cacophony, the chosen of the Raven Queen, the one who has been described as the collector of memories, and who now is apparently, after taking upon her the mantle of the Raven Queen, known as the High Priestess of, well, you don't know her full title, but the High Priestess. And
almost.
Almost. Maybe we'll get there tonight. We'll see. And she was able to retrieve not only the Moat of Shadow, but also a brass mask, which was tasked to her by They in Scarlet, as well as a obsidian obelisk, which manifested to her, and she felt this urge to take. Securing those items, she was able to make her way out of the vault as the team ultimately held off an onslaught of eldritch horrors. And as Gemini bore down on them, they ultimately were able to escape through the portal as the vassal of They in Scarlet, Vassal Urus, the voluptuous tiefling who assisted, helped you make your escape, teleported you back into the throne room of They in Scarlet, where you found not only the waiting dragons, but also a half storm giant with his own red dragon mount, who he affectionately referred to as Mama. This figure, Yanni, was someone who was familiar to Ray, though who she had never met in person before. And after a very brief rest, the party was ultimately tasked with joining together with Yanni, and before they would be released back into the Cinder Wastes, to earn that right, they had to travel into the brass mask that they had acquired and cleanse it of the evil, shadowy force that had made its presence anchored within. The party, together with Yanni, all ventured forth as 3 of the dragons conjured a ornate ritual, sending light through the mask and holding the shadow at bay and opening up a portal through the eyes of the mask, entered into this pocket plane within the mask where they fought the ultimate guardians of its influence. An adamantine golem and a clockwork dragon, they did battle to ultimately reveal the shadowy presence that had rooted itself there. As the party was on its last legs, several of them being downed and near death, Cacophony allowed herself to be pulled into the shadowy void, whereby she sought to use her newfound abilities as the High Priestess to keep the void in check. We'll call it that for now. As she ultimately was able to arrest its influence and absorb it into the crown that she wears upon her beak, or the crown of her beak, and into a central receptacle that ultimately absorbed the void and then dissipated it. The party then was able to quickly make their way out as the demiplane began to collapse in upon itself, where they ultimately emerged back through the portal opened to them by Vey and Scarlet. As the light continues to shine forth, each of you spill out onto the crystalline floor in the chamber made of arcane energy and all kinds of fractal focus of energy. As Jake described it, I didn't know the name for it. It was the what's the Superman thing?
The Fortress of Solitude.
Fortress of Solitude.
Come
like
on.
space. You all emerge back out onto the scene. Yanni is there with Mama, breathing heavily. Mama looks very badly hurt. Yanni himself is damaged, but still in strong fighting spirit. Cacophony is maintaining her hold on life, though also badly hurt. And the rest of you, in various stages of duress, are seeking to gather your wits and your strength as you look to the vassal, who is the first one to greet you, as she greets you with a knowing grin and looks up to the 3 ancient red dragons which loom over you. The one in the center is Camoed Telzek, who you know to be referred to as the Seer, with her broken jaw and snout kind of distended to the side, who slowly lowers her hand. As she lowers hers, you see the kind of slender dragon with the almost natural growth of fire and vegetation about her, this druid-looking form, and a very powerful, strong, armored-clad dragon, which had previously smoked Ray into the ground and then healed her.
I wasn't trying.
All three lower their hands and wait for you to gather yourselves and ultimately to address them with your success. Seer steps forward and smiles this kind of broken grimace with her snout off to the side. Ah, that wasn't so bad, was it? As she looks at you specifically, Cacophony.
I limp over to her with my both pulled... What did I have? 2 pulled hamstrings and 2 sprained ankles?
Yeah, pretty much.
I hobble. It was terrible.
I just look up and then collapse back to the floor.
I have Cacophony stand, and I use healing hands on you so that you gain back 9 hit points.
Okay, very good.
You need to rest for like a week and a half.
You do. That's gonna take
I
And I need
certainly feel like it.
Anyone want to work on these ham hocks, huh? You got anything?
Sheen, I'll work on that later. Focus.
Okay.
Are you saying that to the dragons?
No.
I was gonna say.
Urus.
Yeah.
Okay. She kind of just looks at you, and in this moment, well, you get the sense she's slightly bemused and would interact with you. The fact that she's in the presence of her masters, she kind of...
I'm trying to make her blush. I'm trying to make the tiefling blush.
She essentially just kind of looks at you, and then almost with her eye... Roll an insight check.
Sure you don't mean performance?
Maybe later.
I guess fine.
Oh boy.
That's funny. Insight? I'm okay
Yes,
at
It's
that.
gonna be an early night.
He must not really
Crit.
love you. So
What?
26.
I know, right?
I read all of the micro
You get
expressions.
you get the
Say
sense as she looks at you, and then kind of looks to the dragon, she's like, shut your mouth and be respectful. As she just kind of looks back to the dragon with
Okay.
a slightly bowed posture.
I believe we accomplished the task that you gave us. I say, looking at Cacophony.
I think we did. Barely, but we made it back.
Oh, mama! How are you doing? As Yanni starts to attend to his dragon, trying to kind of patch her up, he kind of calls back over his shoulder. Oh, that little bird lady, she just kind of ate that dark stuff. But we got her out.
Yeah, you know, like, who else ate dark stuff? Your mind.
Oh, I thought you were queuing up a your mama joke.
I thought you sounded like you were saying your mom. That would have been funnier. I regret.
Don't, last time I made the joke, I got punched in the face by a flail.
did.
So,
That
don't do
is
that.
true.
Ray does not.
I'm just stretching my hamstrings profusely.
The two large dragons flanking Camoed, they just kind of sit back on their haunches, and the one in the armor kind of folds his arms and just watches you. And the druidic looking one just kind of takes a puff of fire and just starts kind of playing it in her hand like a poker chip or a coin, you know, kind of dancing it around. letting it go down. And then you watch as she kind of manipulates it, where it turns into like a little bunny rabbit, and kind of hops down her arm, and then she kind of sucks it back up, and she just is kind of amusing herself.
This
with-
is a tiefling?
This is the other
The
dragon.
druid-looking one.
By the way,
Rabbit.
does this off question?
Bunny?
That's what I was gonna say. Does this tiefling bear any resemblance to Mart at all beyond just a tiefling appearance?
Roll a insight check.
Okay.
Good connection there, Mala. Maleferous. A lot of crackers.
It is.
Yes, I brought a box.
That's awesome. The
know
crackers
what?
are the best.
Why the heck not? I'm gonna burn a sorcery point to re-roll that.
Yeah, why the hell not at this point?
Why not?
I guess that's somewhat better. What was it? Insight?
Insight, yes.
That is 20.
20. Vassal Urus is interesting because clearly she has been
Around.
enhanced
Oh, that works.
in...
She had some work done.
Oh,
She had some work done. Some magical enhancement.
What the hell was that?
Real Housewives of the
Yeah, Botox.
They're very voluptuous.
Oh, I thought you were doing a
I
Trump
live in the
impression.
No. I do magical enhancements. Go ahead. Enhancements.
Enhancements. She's been
What are
enhanced.
we doing?
And yet there is an age to her eyes that would belie her young, perky appearance.
Roll and said him what's perky. Right.
Her toes.
Okay, good.
It's interesting.
She walks around barefoot.
There's definitely all sorts of dragon food that way.
The color of her skin is lighter than Mart's, the red female tiefling who you met back up at the wizard's tower that was tending to the small little bunny farm for the wizard who you met, who was in fact a rabbit man himself,
The Herringon cheese.
known as a Herringon, whose name was
Greer
Greer. Thank you.
gave us a writ of passage.
And he did give you the writ of passage. So she is summoning this rabbit. That's interesting. The hair is white, golden, if I remember correctly. I can't remember how I described Urus. Let me find it. I have it in here.
You don't have every NPC in your entire world memorized? Jeez.
Cacophony.
Pink, you
we
said she
just
was
got
a
a
pink
tip,
tiefling.
and Cacophony just got a healing potion.
Oh,
Ooh,
thank you
that
very
is
much.
helpful.
And Zan did the homework for Cacophony, so I don't know what that means. I'm scared.
Okay. So she has this deep pink skin, whereas Mart's is a more reddish, ruddy tone. And I never described her hair. It is a white, almost ivory with a golden kind of platinum sheen to it, whereas Mart's was black.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something about those eyes that seems familiar. But Urus she's been through some stuff. So it's hard to tell how much of her body is her natural born self and what has been modified through arcane augmentation.
Okay. Good to know.
Does she have a visible mark like I got on my neck?
She has kind of hentai, think of like golden hentai up through her almost covering much of her body.
Henna?
Yeah, you think henna?
Henna, I said that hentai. Henna.
Henna?
Henna, that one.
I would have noticed that.
Henna.
I thought it was just a made-up
Oh,
thing in D&D.
Nope.
Hentai.
D&D people probably made it up.
There are some hentai symbols as well.
That's what we meant, T-Farce. Just like we were calling a shot on the vulva.
That's right. Definitely some. Yes. Mm-hmm. Henna.
Restart.
And go.
And
No.
take 2.
Go. So yes, there are some unique tattoos.
There you go.
Unique tattoos. So you see this, and Camode kind of gestures towards Vassal and points back towards the door. The Vassal kind of bows her head, and she looks at you all in one kind of sweeping glance and motion. Says, "Well, to the room, let us go." And she kind of turns with a flourish and leads you out of the chamber here and back down the hallway towards the hostel-like living space that you were given access to. She opens the door with a snap of her fingers, and inside again are the plush pillowed carpets and chairs and beds for you to kind of relax, with a restroom in the back, and otherwise kind of an open room for you all to congregate in. Yanni and Mama join you once more. Mama again gathers most of the pillows to herself and kind of plops down upon them in her little pillow hoard, and Yanni just continues to tend to her. But before Vassal leaves, he kind of looks at her and says, "Oh, Mama. Pretty lady. That's you. When do I get to talk about my request?" And she looks at him and says, "Which request do you mean? The one to me or to my masters?" "Oh, baby. Your masters." Well, when they call for you, you will go. And she looks to the rest of you. Any other questions?
What do you guys know about Mart and Gruyere? Gruyere, do you guys know them?
Greer.
My masters know many things. I don't know this name.
Does the name... Shoot. What was Morthos' last name? Demir?
Demonar.
Demonar? Does the name Demonar mean anything to you?
No?
What if you say it's
Okay, I tried.
Demonar. Does she look like she got damaged at all in that fight? Or in any sort of way?
She looks...
I can't remember if she got hit or not.
I think she prestidigitated herself before.
She looks like she's
That's right, she did.
fully done up and put together.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do you know what the next step from here is? We cleanse the mask as requested.
Yes, well, now you will be granted your exit as you've requested. In the time and place of my master's choosing.
Oh.
I will be back with the preliminary decree for your freedom. And in the meantime, you will wait.
Has this sequence ever happened before, where travelers come and do favors?
Very rarely do people leave here alive.
Oh. I have a question. Could you bring more pillows back? The dragon has all of them. I'd like one.
You watch as she traces one of the henna tattoos, which is an oddly
tentacle.
erect shape, and she then kind of casts a spell where you see the creation spell is utilized to materialize more pillows than you could possibly want right in the center of the room. They just kind of pile on.
Mama takes them all.
I, with my double movement speed of 20 feet, I hobble over there and just fall on one.
Okay. You have a body pillow.
Awesome. And I look at Mama and I go,
She does.
Roll an insight check.
"10."
She's not happy, but
You're
So
below
what?
her. You're very experienced at this. Have you been with your masters for very long? How does one come to find this profession of yours?
roll a persuasion check.
Right. Am I still emboldened and bonded, by the way?
No.
Hell no.
Oh, darn.
Hell no.
No!
Good try.
Thanks. I do what I can. You said persuasion. That is a 23.
23. She kind of looks down as if thinking and remembering, and then looks back up to you with a, at first glance, a bit of a weak smile, as if reminiscing, and then kind of the in control posture takes itself once more, and she says, "I've been here long enough. Long enough for any vassal. A long time. A long time."
Does the dragon have a magic mirror in its hoard?
Why
It has a hoard of pillows right
do
now.
you ask?
No, other dragons.
Oh, the big ones.
Yeah, the ones that were in Marts with the magic word.
I'm sorry, that was Jake there, not Hashin.
Oh,
Now I'm back. Got you.
that one with its magic word of like Rumpelstiltskin or something like that.
Oh, that's a good question.
Do we know what that mirror was called?
My masters have many, many arcane mysteries and eldritch arcanums. I do not have a catalog of them, though
No.
Camod
That'd
does.
be kind of fun though, wouldn't it? You should try to get on that. Like, get that job. Hey, Master Dragons, I'll catalog all of your treasures for you.
They have done that themselves.
From what I know about
kinda
dragons, they're
fun,
very particular about their hoards.
Yeah, it looked very organized.
Listen, I know you just said that you've been here for a long time, and I feel like there's some deeper complication with that. So, assuming that we are allowed to leave, is there a message to any certain person or individual or somebody on the outside that you would like us to take to them? That you might not have been able to?
Roll a persuasion check.
It's a good one.
19.
This is pretty...
I'm gonna use another sorcery point to reroll that just in case. Let's see if we
Okay.
get better.
You get to keep?
Yeah, I'd get to choose. That's better. Cool. That is gonna be 22.
She looks at you, and her eyes kind of narrow for a moment, and then drop as if considering. And then she looks back up to you again, the emotional control coming back over her. I am very happy serving my masters.
Do her eyes look dead?
She is back in emotional control. And there is nothing more I could want than what they provide.
That's good, you know.
And they know that. They hear that. And they are very generous and benevolent to me. And, for the time being, to you.
Well, we're not dead
Does
yet.
she appear to be wearing like any sort of cuffs or anything? Like that would look like decorative arm braces at
She
first,
has
but
gold jewelry all about her, several studs of jewelry with rubies in particular. That seems to be the favored gem.
Mhm.
along with these tattoos, which are all about her.
So knowing, I mean, do I have to roll insight to pick up on the subtext there?
What subtext?
Where she said something that they know and hear that, as in they're hearing.
Roll an insight check.
All right.
That's
Shouldn't
a
have asked
yes.
the question, Carissa.
No, it's
I don't want to presume.
to the depth of
22.
22. You all heard the emphasis and kind of get the gist, but you also watched her eyes look over to Antony, and in particular, kind of move down, if she was tracing a line, to the base of his neck, and then back up to his eyes. And
You moron!
All for 6 ounces of something I had 5 pounds of.
I have to traverse myself through another age to protect the next age from this dang
The next
insurrection. So I gotta have a place to hang out. These guys
I get
seem
it.
alright.
I
the
get it.
ladies.
Vassal. Sadika. I have a question for you.
am I no longer Habibi?
You're
When? Well, hold on, I don't recall you ever being called Habibi. That
that-
seems assumptive.
just trust me here, Celine. Trust me here.
The guidance and
I have a favor to ask of you. It's very small. Just one. So that I remember you forever. I'm afraid we may never see each other again.
Worst hentai ever.
Could I have a lock of your hair? Just one.
Roll the persuasion check with disadvantage.
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Come on, he's just trying to do a Gimli and Galadriel right now. Don't stand in the way of this.
You blessed me?
Guidance to you.
That's it?
So D4. That's it. Bless wouldn't have helped you here. I'm so taken for granted in this party and I hate it.
I critted and rolled a 4.
Yeah!
What am I doing? Persuasion?
Yeah.
Being a support,
That's a
Most
35.
least
35.
appreciated.
If you set the DC higher than that, you're a dick.
Well, there are some things that are impossible. However,
Smell like shit.
this is like, I roll to seduce the dragon in the middle of the fight.
Yes.
Oh, I crit, I win, right? It's not always like that.
It will be on D&D 1.
Well, they're going to eliminate crits.
Wee pasty.
She looks at you and she says, as she kind of almost unthinkingly kind of strokes her hair and kind of twirls it in her finger.
It's such beautiful hair.
Why do you want it?
I want to remember you. This is an experience I may never have again. I actually hope not to. And quite frankly, you are an enrapturing creature.
Roll a... While your words are cloaked in truth, roll a deception check
Straight.
with disadvantage.
Oh, is that 2 of yours?
My
I
stuff.
was
Mark
gonna
off
say,
two,
wait,
no
do I
more
have to
to-
No,
delete two?
these are...
Huh?
She
you can
is...
only use it on one
Oh,
check
okay.
in the next
She
minute. I'd have to
has-
be continually
This
smacking
is...
your
I am
head
not
to-
doing this with the
So
disadvantages.
I
Gotcha.
can't use whatever again. Guidance here.
Only once, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, your good is 35.
Oh no, I hope you don't fall.
What am I rolling?
Deception.
19.
19.
Just a momento, Habibi.
Let me think about it.
Fair.
Perhaps over the next days of waiting, what you request will come to pass.
Days?
I was just gonna say that.
Well, we're gonna hunker down here, huh?
Days. Do you
well,
have a
you-
workshop or something we could play around in?
Yeah.
Let me see what my masters are going to give you access to.
Can you ask if we'd be allowed to access a library if they have one?
Oh, how about you tell them that their future servant, getting stronger and more knowledgeable, will only help them once he is theirs.
I will deliver the message.
Please.
Why
Technical.
days?
Cacophony. You need days just to come back to neutral. Don't argue.
Yeah.
Plus,
She's like, I'm perfectly fine.
we get to be in the presence of this beauty a little bit longer.
Thick, laying it on.
Dragons
Okay.
have no concern with time. Unless time concerns itself with them.
Well, that's good. It's like
And
a Chuck Norris
currently, my masters have a new toy to play with. As she kind of gestures back down the hallway to the mask that you just cleansed and delivered for them.
So it's like it's Christmas Day for them, and they're still thinking about the presents. The parents are doing all the cleanup of the wrapping.
That's right.
Apparently.
Is there anything
That's
else?
us. Will you be checking on us every day?
I shall come by periodically. If you need me, I will be at your call. Though I'm only at my master's beck.
Thank you for the
That's
help
good
that you
too.
gave us.
Yes.
I think it honestly saved lives. And I don't know how often you get the chance to do that. So I wanted to make sure you knew we appreciated it.
You're so sweet.
I mean it too.
She just
Chris
kind
is
of
manipulative, but she's nice.
she bows to you,
We're both going for the manipulation.
kind
game.
of sensing the
Power
sincerity in your tone.
We're just a bunch of liars.
Do not get used to benevolence from my masters. But I will help you as I can.
If they need any human hands to help with that mask, I'd be willing to play around with it.
Are you a human?
My people became your people, but yes.
Are you
Elves?
a
Oh, not
Neanderthal?
your people.
Dude,
I'm
you're a
human,
Neanderthal.
but I'm a. Well, there's a little variance
Actually,
between
what
regular
is
humans
As you
and
guys
myself.
have your conversation, she turns and exits. The door closes behind.
Is Yanni still standing with us?
Yanni has fallen asleep
Back with
in
Mama.
Mama's arms.
You know, it's kind of adorable.
It's not. She's doing something.
Who, Mama?
Yeah, to his brain.
Is Mama asleep?
Roll a perception check.
Straight?
Yeah.
Bountiful luck.
Somewhere Knick-Knack appears. Wait, he's a gnome. Never mind.
Cook Val.
Her eyes are closed. There's a rhythmic breathing, but yeah, she's asleep.
I'm just gonna go over and take another pillow. Seeing if her eyes open.
Sound strategy.
Doesn't seem like they do.
She's asleep.
So you think Yanni is under some sort of effect that's altering his memories, maybe?
Of course, he didn't remember his mama, and he didn't remember Sola, but when Sola came out and tried to talk to him, he got like all little muddled, but he didn't remember all their adventures together.
Do I feel
His real mom.
Do I feel based on that description that I would know if this qualifies as something that Greater Restoration would resolve? Which tackles basically Charmed, Attunement to a Curse. Those are the two I'm thinking might be relevant.
You don't know. Maybe. If it's a curse that's connected to an item.
Or if it's a charm effect.
Ray,
I could try and do that. I don't know if the dragon would be too happy
let's
about
give it time. If we're gonna be here for a couple days, don't just go, poofing, laying hands on people. Let's build up a little bit of trust.
But what happens? Okay, I hear that. Second thought,
Jeez.
I grapple Mama. You take Yanni, we cast, we do a cognitive reset on him.
You mean the bop on the head?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cognitive
I'm with you.
reset. She's been listening to me this whole time. I'm such a proud mother. Continue.
Carry on.
And that cures him.
It could kill him as well.
Why do we think that he's being controlled in that way?
I know he is, because his mom told me.
What's his mom look like?
She was a storm giant.
Yeah, but like what? I may have a task for us.
I think
I can
Oh,
find
boy.
out for you real quick, her physical descriptions,
Do.
if that's what you're looking
I'm
for.
fairly certain that Vex believed that Selune was talking to him also. Or that it wasn't Shar talking to him.
What
So
did
can we
JB
all trust our visions?
What did JB think?
JB never met Yanni. he heard about him at the inn where I think I was there, and you guys were contemplating leaving a different note in the safe.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't know much about Yanni.
Do you remember Ray saying anything back then?
I mentioned it.
Oh.
I don't remember if it was in the new campaign though, or if it was,
It was
in the old
one.
one.
It was in the old
I
one.
think the consensus was he was either being controlled or had been convinced of something to do with his mother. That's about all I remember. So no conclusions. And I'm fairly certain we don't want to piss off him or the dragon by casting some random spell that might hurt his
Oh
feelings.
no, I agree. I don't think it's a great idea.
The dragon helped us.
That was
Did
at
it
the enemy of my
though?
enemy is my friend.
Never, my friend. I was told I have to save Yanni. And this is my only chance to! And if I don't do that, then my nightmares will come true!
Time out. Let's calm down. Have you ever heard of an all or nothing attitude?
Right? I mean,
How it's very unhelpful
My mom
for
might
your own
have told
personal
me
growth?
that a
oh
couple
no!
of times.
How will you save him from sleeping?
I throw a pillow at him.
I could try to grab it. I have two. Any response from the dragon? Nothing.
It also goes.
When you commit to a bit, you commit. I love it.
So, I mean, this is a current opportunity to save him. It doesn't mean it's your only. So let's have a bigger perspective here, Ray. Stop thinking like a 13-year-old.
But I am 13.
I know, but you're so mature for your age. Start
what
thinking like
happens-
the 15-year-old you sometimes do.
Think like the
What happens if he can help us stop the storm?
And what happens if you can't?
Then his life would be saved, regardless.
What if he's?
Didn't you mention that you
And his
see a
place in the
butterfly on occasion?
Hierarchy would... Yeah, it lives inside me.
So why don't you spend the night praying for guidance, and we'll see if maybe you get a sign from your ancestors.
I think Soul is the key with it. That's
yeah?
my thought.
What did Sola look like?
Sola?
Mm.
Well, she was about 5'11"-ish, and she...
11-ish.
Yeah! And she had, like, skin that was, like, tan, and it kind of glowed a little bit.
Like what color
And she
glow?
had...
Glad she had skin.
I don't know, it's just like a little glowy skin.
Okay.
Like tan skin that,
Like-
had a little
Like
shimmer
a yellow
to it.
glow. Okay.
Yeah! And then she
Did
had...
she have both hands?
No, well, she had blonde hair, and sometimes it is a French braid, and she had green eyes, and then she lost one of her hands, and
Which
then
one?
when we found...
Which hand?
I
Have you
think it was
always,
her right hand first.
have you always,
and
always
then-
partied with ladies with only one hand?
Who in this party? Oh, yeah! Apparently. No, I never really partied
So
with
as
Sola.
she's
Good.
I can't.
But then we went into then they went into Morthos' heart, and Sola lost her other hand, so now she has no hands. But then she has radiant hands, and she was told she was like the key to everything. But I think Sola's the key, because every time I mentioned his mom, he always got really mad because Yanni didn't remember his mom, and he thought his mom abandoned him, which I'm pretty sure his mom raised him. So that doesn't make any sense, but every time I mentioned Sola and the party, he got all cloudy-eyed in his eyes. I've been practicing my Killian stare. Look!
Oh, it's pretty good.
I
yeah.
know, right?
I don't know
Thank
who
you.
Killian is.
Oh!
That
That's
was
right.
one of the friends she said you used to
That's-
travel with.
That's actually really sad.
Yeah.
I miss you, little buddy.
I minor illusion, like a really small version of what she described as Sola. Look like this.
Yeah, her robes were a little bit more yellowish, though.
Building
How about
like a
that?
Sims character right now. I
Yeah.
love it.
That looks good.
Make her eyes look like she's yearning after some sort of a sword that she may
Okay.
have lost.
Maybe like a moon sword or something.
Yes,
Like,
or
that
maybe that
sounds
she
fun.
wants to take it from a very scary dragon that she shouldn't
Okay.
even be a part of.
I got it, didn't I?
There we go. Does that look
That's-
good? Yeah. It's probably how she lost her hand, if I had to guess.
I don't think it was, actually.
It wasn't.
Good guess, though.
Okay, Ray. I have a proposition for you. If you want to help Yanni,
Okay.
you need to come over to the corner with me and whisper.
Well, that's
We walk over to the corner.
Okay, so as Ray and Hashin are discussing Hashin's plan, Cacophony, what are you doing?
Are we not resting yet? Is that
You
not
know,
happening
presumably you're going to.
yet? Okay, then
That's
I
coming very soon.
I'd like to take out the obelisk that I got. Sort
Okay.
of see what that's about. I took it. I had no idea what it was.
Okay, so you're investigating the obelisk?
Yes.
Yep. Right. Celine?
I can't find the description.
Of his mom.
If we're gonna be here for days, this is the first time in years. I wrote this down. There's a hot tub nearby. I'll go into the hot tub. And I'm gonna
Okay.
spend some time with the ring in the hot tub.
Hold on. Where did this hot tub?
Where was I in the
Because
room?
Anthony's pecs need to be.
You
right
said
at
there
the
was a
surface
hot
of the
tub,
water.
and I wrote it down.
I did describe the hot tub.
That's so good for muscles. I'm going there.
All right. So you
And I'm
go.
sporting
Part of
the
your
ring.
backstory
You go
is
to
a
the
hot tub.
tub. To what degree are you disrobing to go into the hot tub?
Yes. What degree?
How closed off is the tub?
I mean, there are curtains to pull if you care to, though it is also large enough for the whole party if you would want to make
Hot
use
tubs
of
are
it.
fun.
We'll go down to like the underclothes and then I'll just
Cesspools of bacteria.
keep the
soup.
curtains mostly shut.
So you
Delicious.
approach and it has some clearly understood arcane instructions to create the water, as it uses arcane power to do so,
Nice.
and then to heat it to the temperature of your liking.
109.
This tub for like
109 degrees Fahrenheit.
Is that the ideal?
That's what
That's
real women do.
Perfectly
Uh-huh.
just over the limit of what is known to be safe.
I want the jacuzzi jets.
And
It's actually you just get a straw. You have to blow them here.
and
you imagine?
cacophony,
So relaxed.
Yes.
Hasheen, you watch. So you're kind of just taking out the obelisk and then watching Celine kind of walk over to the hot tub. You pause and you kind of watch as Hasheen is leaned over talking to Ray, and then he just stops and just watches Celine. And Ray just like, wait, what, Hasheen? What, you stopped? What was that? And you watch as Celine gets down to her skivvies and makes her way into the hot tub to relax and to connect with
Just go in
her
and start splashing around.
ring.
What century is this? I don't think skivvies were a thing until like a couple hundred years ago.
Okay.
Celine's
You
ahead of
have
her
to have
times.
something.
Yeah.
Dragons.
Anthony, what are you doing? Hugo has fallen asleep.
Oh,
Yeah, he got beat up.
yeah, I'm going off in the corner and I'm exploring this mark here on my neck, and I'm going to try and figure out if I can activate what I feel like I can activate it with.
Roll an Arcana check.
13.
You get the sense that you don't activate it. It is simply embedded within you, and it is for them to activate and utilize at their whim.
Oh.
But in terms of the anchoring within you part of it, like it's you understand it to be some sort of a tether. The residual effects of it are, however, while they have a connection to you, which you can't necessarily sever or activate, so to speak, you do have a connection to them, in particular to Camode. And you get the sense that it allows you to infuse other types of damage as well.
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, you want to fly him for a sec there?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah, your video's frozen.
So, yes. So whereas you can absorb certain elemental damage, you will also be able to then infuse it once you have absorbed it, essentially. But you start being able to infuse fire because that's the direct connection with the fire dragon Camode.
Perfect.
That's
So
cool.
this evening before, or whatever time it is before sleeping, I would just
Both.
attempt to make sure that it's safe to use whatever connection I'm feeling.
Okay.
So I don't have any weapons.
So Hugo is curious and will offer his sword to you.
Yeah, I'll take a sword and I will focus on this strange connection I'm not sure I've had before with anything, and attempt to light this thing ablaze.
And as you concentrate on it for a moment, you feel the power kind of form at the base of your neck, and it's red hot, and then you feel it kind of pulse through your chest and ultimately out through your arm that you are clutching the sword with, and the sword is infused with fire element and would do additional fire damage should it be used in combat.
Okay. That's all I wanted to do was explore it.
All right, Ray and Hashin, conversation that you guys are going to have. I'm going to go make sure that
Yeah, I think
everyone's off upstairs as well.
I think your son is watching film. So,
Foosball?
yeah. Okay, so, and this is stage whispered.
Yeah.
All right. I have some of Yanni's hair.
Okay.
I had a dream where I saw my baba. I saw his face.
Okay. Wait!
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy!
crazy. He talked to me.
Oh!
Uh-huh.
What did he say? He loves you forever?
He intimated that.
Oh, that's so exciting!
Maybe. I was still shocked that, like, usually in my dream, he dies and disappears.
Yeah!
This time he didn't right away. And he turned around and he talked to me and he said that I could affect dreams of others. Like him.
That's really cool.
I could bring people with me too.
Wait, why didn't you affect my dreams when I was having those terrible nightmares?
I didn't have that ability yet.
Oh, that's fair then. Okay.
We leveled up.
I thought you were
and
holding back on me.
Oh,
And
no.
Those were the most scary things ever.
I had bad ones too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Worst ever.
So, if I have a personal affect of someone,
Okay.
I have a better ability to get into their dream and to, maybe mess around in there. Plant ideas.
Like put a little Sola in there and Sola talk to him.
Exactly. Or his mother. His baba.
That's a good idea.
So, and as long as they're on the same plane of existence, I can do this forever.
Well, we're eventually going to go back to the material plane.
Yeah, but he might too.
That's true. He was from there.
So, if Habib, Celine asks why I was asking for hair. Is he anywhere near us? Him.
Anthony?
Yeah, I forgot his name.
I'm
I
in
don't know
the-
how to say it.
I went off to the side.
Yeah, Anthony
I'm not
is
listening anyway.
kind of doing his own thing.
Hold out my bar of mithril also.
Hugo's sword.
Oh, I have 5 pounds of that. You need some? And he really like whispers like, if I can get, this is a whisper, if I can get the vessel's hair and we're still on this plane, I could check up on her too.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And you know what might be also good? If you get all of our hair just in case something happens. And I just realized all of your characters had really crazy collections of things.
In silver.
Yeah.
Blood, body parts, hair.
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting that one too. Yeah. It could be fingernails as well, it says in the book. So like fingernails, flecks of skin. I'm like,
Body fluid?
gold member. That's a keeper. So all I'm saying,
Maybe we can, because we have a couple sneaky people. We could distract her and then a sneaky person.
maybe, or I'll ask.
Yeah, he has levels in rogue.
So
Oh, yeah, that's right.
all
He's
I'm
a-
saying is maybe tonight,
He's not
when
here
he's
enough for us to
asleep,
know.
me and you enter into his dream and plant some ideas.
I think that's a great idea. What should we plan?
Whose dream?
Yanni's.
Yanni's. But I need you with me because you have seen his mother, you
Right.
have seen Sola,
Right.
and I almost need you to present the dream so that we can start to incept an idea into his brain.
Okay. I can do that. Yeah. Yeah. Can I smash things?
No.
I'm pretty good at smashing things.
No. We actually want the dream to be serene. We want him to feel good. We want him to love the dream. We don't want to afraid him.
Oh. Okay.
Is the charisma based?
So something that he
Letting
loves.
the barbarian do the performance because he's afraid. He has stage fright.
No, he has no idea who Sola is or the mother. Therefore, he doesn't want to do the talking until he can see what they look like, and then he'll go.
Maybe. You know, I've never tried this before, but maybe we can call Sola out of the hammer, and she can kind of like talk us through some ideas of our partying things. Because she knew Yanni. I never really met Yanni.
Okay, that's a good... You can do that?
I don't know. I could try.
It's a great idea.
As you each kind of focus on your individual tasks, eventually the hour or two slips by and there is an opening of the door. And the vassal is there. And she announces to you all, you will have access to the situation room.
Oh? What's that?
It is a room by which my masters evaluate different scenarios. It will allow you to research and build and tinker and do whatever else you can imagine. There will also be a opportunity
Oh boy.
from one of my masters. They have yet to decide which, but if I would guess, it would be the seer. To barter and trade or purchase some of their magical wares. You will be given food as you desire it. And
No onions, please.
What kind of Italian
speak,
are you?
speak what you wish. They hear every word you say. And the food will be delivered to you. Take your rest. I will be back tomorrow in the morning.
Okay.
She leaves. You guys take your long rest. And the next day happens, rather than role-playing necessarily through every conversation you're going to have. On this day, I just want each of you to tell me what it is you're seeking to do. And if there is a dream sequence or something that you wish to have, we'll do that. But each of you will have the opportunity to focus on one item specifically within your downtime day.
Okay.
So, Hugo is just absolutely wiped, and he just basically rests and focuses on his spell writing and enhancing his spell book, and that's what he's going to be doing for this entire downtime. He's willing to assist anyone else as well in any activity that they think he, in his arcane abilities, would...
After that, I would
Darn.
look to
Completely
see what
offline.
kind of tools are in the situation room, and I would pull out the mithril,
Okay.
and I would attempt to play with it, and I would also attempt to communicate that perhaps some dragon fire would help me to shape this properly.
So you are taken to the situation room. As you walk in, it is a very small, almost 10 by 10 space with a ladder going up. You crawl up the ladder, you kind of open a wooden hatch, so to speak, and as you crawl up and then put the hatch down, it shimmers away to what is just a stone floor with a very large sigil on the center. You look out, and beyond, it looks like there is just, well, you're in some sort of vacuous room. And you hear a voice in your mind.
Well, pet.
As the seer speaks to you.
That doesn't sound very...
Nope. Imagine what you wish, and it will be granted to you to interact with as if a real thing. If you need tools, if you need books, they are at your imaginative call.
That's cool.
I would love a room like this.
This
That would be
might
so
change
cool.
what
It's like
I'm
the
doing
room of
today.
requirement.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you,
Interesting.
pet. Thinking that it's just a term of endearment for dragons.
You're so not afraid to never play again. I love it.
And so I will imagine the greatest breakfast buffet of all time, number one.
Continental?
It's a Cracker
More
Barrel.
than continental.
IHOP
Enable
Golden
a global
Corral.
breakfast buffet.
A massive banquet table of all manner of breakfast cereals emerges.
But does it have JB's Java?
Could you imagine?
Cinnamon life.
If that's what you imagine.
Raisin
As
bread.
well as all other types and varieties. of-
Raisin bread.
Regular Cheerios?
So I'm imagining my artificers and tinkers tools from way back when I initially made the lens of illuminating Silence of Cthulhu.
Start calling you Calibrimbor.
And I would like to put them on a side table in case anyone else comes in and is messing with the food. I don't want my tools in the way.
They materialize, and you see all manner of both forge tools. In fact, there is a forge itself with a very large kiln for firing, as well as the hammer and anvil, and there is also the finer tools, the jeweler's tools, the tinker's tools to set and to perfectly balance and shave the mithril into its ultimate ocular curvature, which
Sweet.
is very specifically tuned to the void and mythos types of magic channeling illumination to specifically detect and ultimately to eliminate.
And so now Anthony's like, my pets. All right. And he will imagine that this particular, he knows that this artificer set and Tinker's Tools has mold creation kits, and so he starts making a mold, and he imagines that this kiln is one that can reach temperatures hot enough to melt mithril, and so he makes the mold and puts the precious life-selling blob of mithril in, melts it down, and just today he's going to start on the shape of the frame.
Okay. Please roll the tool proficiency of your choice,
Come on, baby.
modified by your intelligence.
So exceptional wit will help this?
It would.
Yes. What is that? Plus 20?
Nah.
17.
Well, it's a D6.
Yeah, but his intelligence modifiers.
It's bonkers if he's a wizard.
That'll be great.
Both of those got the highest amount possible.
Wow! He crit and a 6 out of
Thir-
exceptional
35.
wit. That's
Nice.
awesome!
Second 35 tonight.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's
Good job, you guys.
That's perfect. Should
Metal
have finished
dice.
the whole lens today.
Metal dice for the win. Step by step. I don't need
You can't
all
rush
the demon's armies
perfection.
attacking me at the same time.
While
Oh, good.
you
Just drop that in.
imagine perfectly the
Can we
tools
talk about that?
required, there is still skill necessary to utilize them. And though it's been literal millennia, it's like it was yesterday. The precision and the perfect articulation and setting of the mold for the lens, the curvature, the spacing, everything is exactly
Wow.
as it needs to be. And when you melt the mithril down, it's quickly and easily turned into its liquid form, and you fill the mold without wasting an ounce.
Awesome.
And
Nice.
you are able to get it precise with the perfect mold with no imperfections, and you are confident that the form of the lens will be impeccable. Now, the arcane imbuing of power is a whole nother series of steps.
I don't feel like I'm strong enough for that yet.
But the lens itself, as it now takes time to cool, and then tomorrow you will seek to extract it,
Oh,
is the next process that needs to be done with perfection. So that is your first day. All right. Celine.
I am also going to seek out that room.
Okay.
I don't know if we can do it together. Or
It
we
is
should take
occupied.
turns.
You'll wait
Okay.
till my
ooh.
breakfast is done.
Is he in there the whole day?
He is in
Try-
there essentially the entire day.
You suck!
And I'm not leaving. I'm sleeping in.
Alright, fine.
I'm imagining a bedroom.
Yeah, is this like a hotel? Is there a creation room 201? Anyway, if that's occupied, then I will spend my time in our chamber progressing how I know to do it, the attunement to the ring.
Ooh.
Okay. So you find a quiet space within your hostel room. The hot tub was quite relaxing and refreshing, and you can certainly utilize that further if you wish, but you find a little space and you settle down and you focus on the ring. Please, as you're kind of focusing on this and really taking in the detail, perhaps for the first time, as you are seeking to understand its depth and totality, please describe what you're seeing.
Sure. So the ring itself looks to be a slender platinum band that gets much wider as it comes to the part that sits on top of the finger, and that band itself looks like it's encrusted with hundreds almost of tiny diamonds that all create this effect almost like overlapping scales. And sitting on the top of the ring is the central red faceted gem. And wrapped around the base of the gemstone is this perfect lifelike miniature gold dragon that appears to be coiled almost around the base of the gem. And it almost looks as if it's in the process of climbing up over it. So you can see two of those perfect replica of hands almost acting as like the what are they called for rings? The setting?
The setting?
The settings
Yeah.
for them. And it's got, if you look very closely, the mouth appears to be opening. You can make out the fangs. It's got two red gemstones for eyes that are also look to be in the process of opening. And the wings that look like normally they're sealed against the body, flush against the body, look to be almost unfurling to also wrap around the base of the gem. And that's what the ring looks like.
Okay. I need you to roll a Arcana check as you seek to further understand the depths of this ring, and you are already attuned to it, so to speak, but this is seeking to open yourself up further to the mysteries of this unique artifact that you know to be a mote of creation.
I'm gonna roll with advantage. one of my advantages.
Okay.
Alright. Ooh, roll well. Good thing I did. You said Arcana?
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna be an 18.
18. As you focus on this ring, there is a connection that you make with something. Some presence that the ring seems to manifest. It's not necessarily a being, it's more of a sense of knowledge, a sense of knowing. As if the ring is itself revealing information to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first time, a name for this artifact takes shape. You know that the tier of Vivon Rano is the name of the moat that Ray holds. And now you know that the name of this ring is Revelation's Band. And you know that it is a moat, the essence of sight, given from Savris, the god of divination, set within the strength of Bahamut, the band itself made of one of his very own platinum scales.
I feel like I should not have this in this location right now. Okay. Good to know.
You
Sure they
have
already
already unlocked the
I'm sure they
ability
already
to
know.
locate an object through this ring.
I missed it.
You get the sense that there are many other spells that you could unlock with focus and the proper devotion. Lower level being much easier, and in fact, having acquired lower level, it will make the acquisition of higher level spells more easy. The first that you get the sense that you could learn, because you already know guidance, you get the sense that you would be able to twin guidance upon command if you focused on that.
That's cool. Nice.
Alternatively, you could learn True Strike to be cast as a bonus action.
Whoa! Wait, is it already a bonus action?
Wow. No.
Oh,
not.
that actually makes it useful!
That's
Only
awesome.
on yourself, however.
It's still pretty awesome. Interesting.
Both of these spells being of the divine quality, i.e. divination quality. You could go further to more useful first level spells like Identify, Detect Magic, or Detect Evil and Good, or even the Gift of Alacrity.
Ooh,
That's a fun one.
that is a fun one. Maybe I'll measure up with your plus 14 initiative.
You know Locate Object, which is a second level spell. You also could learn Borrowed Knowledge, Detect Thoughts, Find Traps, or even See Invisibility.
Wow. This thing's powerful.
No.
You get the
Rogue.
sense that there are 4th, 5th, 6th, and even a 9th level spell that you could ultimately learn,
Cool.
though you would need to learn underlying levels before reaching to greater heights. Alternatively, rather than spells, you can tap into abilities of the ring,
Whoa, okay.
having to do with sight. You could focus on your own ability to see, enhanced by the ring. Should you not have dark vision, you could learn and receive dark vision. Should you have dark vision, you could enhance that to Eldritch Sight. Should you enhance Eldritch Sight, you could go to Devil's Sight, and should you enhance your Devil's Sight, it would go to Permanent True Seeing.
What?
Wow. You signed up for the wrong one, Steve.
I didn't even have to work for him.
Yeah.
Just wait.
However, not only can you see with this, you could also obscure vision.
Whoa!
The
Sneaky, sneaky.
ring has a natural, as all moats do, a natural aura of non-detection.
Oh, that helps me a lot.
So by wearing it, you yourself cannot be scryed upon. However, should you press into this ability, you can extend the aura to first 10 feet, then 20, and ultimately beyond that to, well, the radius of perhaps 100, 500 feet.
What's the catch?
These abilities would require specific training over time in that ability and success in utilizing it. Whereas the spells would be things that you think are essentially 1 or 2 times a day options, these abilities would be constant. This is Revelation's band, and it is powerful in its ability to make one see.
Wow.
If you're willing to end up speaking like Nain one day.
It's funny that you bring that up. Do I think I could connect with Nain again, like I did previous, to ask for wisdom on developing this ring? Because you mentioned specific guidance.
I don't think you know who you connected with before.
He said his name was Nain, didn't he?
I can't
I can go
remember.
back through my notes.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did.
I don't
just
know.
I mean,
knew it.
you guys knew him to be Nain. However,
I'm just shitting you.
perhaps over time you could connect with a instrument of Savras or Bahamut, since you bear their moat, or perhaps with Savras or Bahamut themselves. This is considered more of Savras's moat, by the way, although clearly Bahamut has lent his strength to enhance it.
Dang. Wow. Okay. Do I have to make that choice now of which path I want to go down?
Well, for today at least, you need to
Okay.
determine what you're seeking to work on.
Jeez. Okay, you gave me a lot here. Hold on. Jeez. What? I know. Well, I don't have to work for him either. Okay, fine.
That's what I got.
I love spells. Jeez.
Of course, I bet Wolfram to do that exact same thing.
Ring has spread on. Where's that? Okay. I'm gonna go with the eyes.
It's a good choice.
The eyes,
Yeah.
the ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I don't think the divination's gonna be useful until like you get like.
As
the
you
light
connect in with the presence of the ring
focus. It would be
itself,
nice, but-
you focus on those 2 gleaming vermilion eyes. And you feel your own sight seeking to be drawn into and then ultimately projected through the eyes of the dragon. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
I don't know if I want to fail this or not. All right.
I would assume not.
I'll just trust my dice because they'll take care of it.
You are absorbed by the.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
I'm gonna use gold. In honor of you, Bahamut. Let it speak. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't think I got that right. Wisdom save, 15.
15. you are able to barely maintain your concentration on
There's the shine.
this effect. Do you know those books that were like all fuzzy that you have to look at cross-eyed and then like you see the picture kind of
Oh, or like the
Materialize.
colorblindness tests.
Optical illusion.
those, yeah. It's kind of like that where
Oh, I should have used this for her.
the world kind of goes fuzzy, but then you're able in your mind's eye to kind of bring into focus and to see. You already have dark vision, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. And so as the ring begins to buttress and enhance that dark vision, you feel yourself becoming aware of the magical energies around you. I now need you to roll a Arcana check first.
Oh, this is serious. Okay.
Crypto
All
and
right.
you're blind.
I know, right? Okay.
That would.
Don't speak
That
that.
feels like some PFAR stuff.
Blind.
I'm sorry. You said what did you say?
Arcana?
Arcana. Hey, good. 20.
20. You are able to make out the arcane residual essences of the weave around you as you look to the different items and the different just magical nature of the room itself. And you're able to begin to discern transmutation, conjuration, abjuration, illusion. But being able to see them and then being able to specifically differentiate requires something more. I need you to roll an insight check into the weave itself.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Nice. That's over a 20. That's a 22.
As your eyes begin to identify these schools of magic, your mind is able to make sense of them. As you click into the knowledge of Revelation's band, I now need you to roll a final check.
Jeez, all right.
And this is an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, I'm always scared of those. All right. Ooh. That's not great. That's not great at all. Can I use Favored by the Gods on this one?
You should be able to for
Yeah, if I
saves.
fail a saving throw. Yeah, okay. So currently we're at an 8. So I don't feel too smart. I don't think it's gonna matter, but why not? Okay then. 15.
15. This makes sense.
Barely.
You need to now roll a d100, and you need to collectively roll over 100 to gain Eldritch Sight. So you will not be able to do it on this one day, but should you roll well, because you've earned the ability to make this roll, you could potentially, over time, gather enough rolls. But roll high, and I mean, you could do it in one roll.
Dude, I would cry if I got 100
Go ahead.
right
That
now.
would be awesome.
What did I get? Oh, I read that backwards. I got super excited for a second. 48.
Okay. You're almost
Halfway
halfway.
We're halfway there.
Your ability to understand and make sense of and use your senses through the enhancement of this ring is broad and wide, but maybe not as deep as it needs to be yet. You get the full scope of it, but you need to go deeper into the depth. And you think perhaps tomorrow you'll be able to do that. Cacophony.
Yes.
What are you doing?
So I'm gonna try and find a spot of the room where that's a little more private, I guess, to inspect the obelisk.
Okay. So, like Celine, focusing on her ring, you go to another corner.
Mm-hmm.
And you begin to take out again which you just started last night, but as the weight of the day overwhelmed you, you fell asleep. You do have one level of exhaustion removed, but you still are exhausted. You know, you're back to 4 levels of exhaustion instead of 5.
Goodness.
So I need you to make a disadvantaged Arcana check.
You might just want to sleep for 4 more days and then
yeah,
do your
maybe
stuff.
Can you
maybe
triple
not.
long rest for the day?
What if somebody casts a catnap over her all the time? Oh, cacophony, please.
No,
Please.
she's rolling just like she did in combat.
Oh,
no!
goodness.
What do you
You
need to
switch up
roll?
your
Why is she
dice.
rolling?
The average of her roll was 2.
Which is about on par from last week.
Don't
All right, so we're at a 5.
5. Man, this thing is... It hurts your head to look at. Thankfully, it isn't in a protective case that you don't need to touch it, because it seems pretty wicked.
All right.
But even to look at it, it seems to give you a headache. And you do notice that there are scrawlings within it,
exercise this
runes, but you can't make sense of any of them.
Okay.
And you are... Thank you for the subs, Don Queve, and thank you for the bits, Ranger. Appreciate that. Please let us know what they are for. Bits. The bits are for Ranger. You get the sense that obviously this is important and does something. Otherwise, the Raven Queen wouldn't have done it. But you take some rest, and you try once more. Go ahead and roll another disadvantaged.
I do have that healing potion too that I got earlier.
So that won't help with exhaustion,
Okay.
but that will give health.
Do you have an advantage from the beginning of the stream?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Not from
Oh,
today.
Ranger.
Oh, Ranger says cacophony in her health thing.
So you
Okay.
do have an advantage.
All right, I'll tell you what. For 500 bits, we'll allow another level of exhaustion to be removed.
Oh, good.
Okay, so
Nice.
she's at 3, so she
3.
doesn't have to roll with disadvantage?
So you still are on.
First one is just
Yeah, you have to get. You don't have to roll disadvantage. Well, your health isn't halved anymore,
Right.
but you're still at disadvantage for saving throws
Okay.
and ability.
One more day. One more
Alrighty.
day.
Well, that was better. This was
Sounds like
Arcana.
fun.
Arcana, yep.
12.
12. As the darkness of the obelisk seems to... If darkness can hum and throb, it almost is. As you kind of blink your eyes and look closer at it, you feel yourself being drawn in. Do you resist?
Yes.
Okay. Please roll a disadvantaged wisdom saving throw.
If that's disadvantage, what would have happened if you said you don't resist?
Oh, well, that was pretty good,
Triple disadvantage.
considering.
how you wanted to like look into this thing.
But not too much. But
21.
If you don't go
21.
in, you're not gonna get
You
anything.
feel yourself being drawn in through this almost spiritual, psychic sort of interaction. You blink your eyes and resist, and you kind of push it aside and put it back into your bag of holding, and you do not allow yourself to be drawn in.
So I get a sense that it's evil, not good.
Correct.
Okay.
You got the
That's what
sense
you
that this was not a healthy
That's good.
thing. It
That's
was
good.
Right.
it was seeking to almost bewitch you into releasing it.
Okay.
Oh, it's the One Ring! Kind of.
Before you understand how to even control it.
Right. Okay.
Hashin,
Yes.
Now I go back to sleep. Good night, everyone.
what are
That
you
was
seeking
tiring.
to do?
Well, I can't get into the room, right?
You cannot. It is occupied.
So, I think
Occupado.
what I would like to have done is what we talked about is maybe talk with Ray and cast Sola out and talk with her a little bit
Okay.
so that we could have a more accurate dreamscape.
Okay, Ray. I need you to roll a wisdom save to see how well you are able to connect with the essence of Sola within your ancestral hammer.
12.
12. You feel like you are able to speak to her, but don't feel like you have the ability to manifest her presence at this whim. It would require further development and concentration to do that. Although you do get the sense that she can essentially speak to you through yeses and nos to the extent that that's helpful, but not yet have a conversation or even manifest herself directly. You have seen her manifest, but she's done that herself in a specific moment with a specific sort of catalyst from outside of yourself. But you're not able yet to provide that catalyst on your own. So
Need more information, so can't
Okay.
really. I don't want to move forward yet until we have more information with the dream.
okay. So Yanni and Mama are just kind of doing their thing. Are you seeking to do anything else?
No, can't get in the situation room, right?
That's correct.
No.
At least for now. Okay. So, Ray, is there anything else you're seeking to do?
Yes. So having the dream
Oh, good.
and
go first,
Hashim's
no?
conversation on her mind, she kind of thinks about it, and she goes up to Hugo. Hey, third best friend, I need to distract my mind. Could you help me with the necklace again? You know magic so well.
Okay.
And she'll seek to work on
Of course,
this
little
tier.
one. I'm Russian, but now I'm Southern. Sure.
I sure would be willing to help
I
you
sure
out,
hope I
Ray.
could help you with that thing.
Let's see what we can find with that there tier.
Okay.
Perfect.
So he will assist you. You
Well, I
can roll
reckon-
advantage on your Arcana check.
It's like he's still here.
14.
14. You know that the name of this is the Tier of Vivon Rano, and you have already spent a sizable amount of time seeking to attune with its power and strength. This is a mode of creation of the elemental plane of water. Not necessarily from a specific god or deity, so much as drawn from the elemental essence of water itself. Part of the primordial leftovers, so to speak, of creation. You've already learned the Ray of Frost and Shape Water cantrips. You've already learned the Ice Knife cantrip. You've already first level spell. You've already learned the Create and Destroy Water first level spell. You even have mastered Water Walking and Water Breathing, which occurred... you learned Ice Knife, I think, after you got the second portion of the moat and joined it
believe so.
together.
Yeah, that's what Monkfart told me.
That's right. That's what Monkfort...
I call everyone by... I have weird nicknames
Yeah.
for everyone. That's why I never know who people are.
So, and because you have two pieces of this primordial essence now joined together, you actually are able to learn more quickly should you roll well enough. You, with this level 14 and the help of Hugo, who begins to kind of explain what you're describing, you're sensing. So you kind of, in your mind's eye, there's flashes of pictures of what you could do. think of like like a video game where it's like, hey, learn this ability, and it like shows the character. You see yourself like casting different spells, and so you get the sense that you could learn more cantrips pretty easily, like Frostbite and Acid Splash. That's one aspect of water that you have not really explored, is how to make it acidic and kind of highly capable of dissolving other kind of elements. You could learn things like Fog Cloud, Grease, Detect Poison.
Is detect poison different than purify food and water?
It is. This would allow it to be detected. And do you know Purify Food and Water? Okay, so that's another one in there. Yep. Are there any others that you know that I missed?
Shape water, ray of frost, water breathing, water walking, create water, purify water, ice knife spell.
Okay.
So I think that was all.
Ice Knife. Okay, so you
more
got them all.
spells than a sorcerer.
So that you could, those are your first level. Second level, you could learn Acid Arrow, Protection from Poison, or Snillic's Snowball Swarm.
What the hell is that?
I like
Did you make
that.
that one up?
No, that's a real one.
At third level, you could learn Gaseous Form,
Ooh.
Sleet Storm, Wall of Water, or Tidal Wave,
Ooh.
Title which is
in addition to Water Walk and Water Breathe that you already know. Because you've already unlocked some spells, you also know at fourth level, you could learn Control Water, Ice Storm, Vitriolic Sphere, or Watery Sphere. And you also know that there are 5th, 6th, and 8th level spells that you could learn. Now, in order to learn some of those high level spells, it will be much easier should you learn lower level spells that enhance them. For example, if you would learn the Acid Splash cantrip, it would make the acidic-based water spells much easier to learn in the future. Things like Vitriolic Sphere or Acid Arrow. Should you learn Frostbite, it would be easier to learn things like Sleet Storm. And should you learn Sleet Storm, it would be easier to learn Ice Storm.
How about the snowball one?
Yeah, I knew that would stick out too.
If
That's the one.
If you learn Frostbite, that would also make it easier to learn Snillic's Snowball Swarm. However, you could potentially learn that spell on its own. It might just take a longer, more sequenced degree of successes as to a cantrip, which you could potentially learn in a day.
You have to learn that one because I want to hear you pronounce it.
Skrillex?
Skrillex Snowball! Is that your impression of Skrillex?
Yes, it is.
Sounds perfect. Bangarang is now your
So,
song.
Ray, what do you want to do? What should we focus on?
Ray would want to go for the spells that can hurt the most.
That girl.
That's what a barbarian would do.
That's what Molly would also do, hence her barbarian.
Very
I
subjective.
stand by exactly what I just said the first time.
Yeah.
You can,
Well-
you
so-
can use utility spells to hurt someone. quite a
Well,
bit.
Ray,
I don't want fog cloud.
Yeah, you could totally like,
You
smash
can
a clam with
absolutely.
them.
Well,
I am not smart enough like you, Steve, that I could be able
You
to
want
use
direct-
that well
If
in
you
a battle.
If you just watched last week's TCA, you saw how Fog Cloud changed the battlefield.
Oh, because they had
I actually missed that
goggles.
They did, and you didn't, and we saw how it changed.
You got that right. Did they have little wipers on that did that?
yeah, right? Because you have Ray of Frost, learning Frostbite, which does damage, would be easier. Acid Splash is kind of a new extent of water, but you also, that would do damage.
What's the snowball one do?
Snillic's Snowball Swarm does, it's basically a swarm of snowballs that does do damage.
Is it like meteor shower, basically?
Essentially, it's icy little meteors.
Ray is gonna go right for that one.
Snow globe.
Okay,
I hope you roll like 100 on
I
the
hope
50
so,
roll.
I know.
so, because you do not, you know Ray of Frost, which,
And ice knife.
and Ice Knife. Ice Knife is connected directly with Sleet Storm, but Snillic's Snowball Swarm is connected to Ray of Frost and Frostbite.
Oh.
So, because you know Ray of Frost, you do have the ability to seek to learn this right away. It's just harder because you don't also know Frostbite.
How much harder?
You don't know. 14 doesn't tell you that.
Okay,
Oh,
I guess. Would Hugo advise me, I don't know his character as well, to go for the lower first, or would he go straight for the higher first?
Hugo or Adam?
I'll have an easier time learning Frostbite here with you.
Yeah, fine,
But
alright. I didn't know
you
if he
can
was
go
a fun
for-
character or not.
You can go right for Snow. All he's going to do is give you advantage on your rolls, so.
Yeah. Alright, I will do, let's do the Frostbite.
Still sounds cool.
It doesn't.
What did you just say?
I'll go for the Frostbite.
All right, roll an Arcana check with advantage to learn the cantrip Frostbite.
It's always
12.
tomorrow.
12. Because it is a cantrip, that is sufficient to tap into the
that with
arcane
advantage?
knowledge. You understand it. It takes shape in your mind. You sense how it works. Now you need to roll a wisdom saving throw to control the power through the tier and cast it at will.
Is this advantaged or no?
It is also advantaged because of Hugo's assistance.
I think you know more cantrips than Hugo. No.
21.
You
she's a
now
great
you know the
wizard.
frostbite spell.
She's the best.
Okay?
She casts fists all the time.
And so frostbite has been learned, which now makes learning Snillic's Snowball Swarm easier.
Is that's unlimited one?
That is a cantrip and therefore unlimited, yes.
Okay.
Alright, that is Ray's day. And I believe that's everyone. Next day comes and goes, and you all take a further long rest. You can remove another level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Cacophony, so you're down
Oh,
to
good.
2 levels of
2.
exhaustion. You are no longer disadvantaged on saving throws.
Oh, good.
Oh, I already have Frostbite with my shield cover. Does that count?
The buckler
Yeah.
is...
It does the same thing.
It teaches you the frostbite spell.
Frostbitten buckler.
I think
What-
it lets you use it. Like
what
that.
does it say?
Not
The
that you
icy
know
shield
it.
has 3 charges and regains them all at dawn. When a creature you see hits you with a melee attack, you can expend one of the shield's charges in a reaction
You have a
to
shield?
deal 2d4 cold damage to the attacking creature. After the attack, you gain the same amount of cold damage as temporary hit points that last up for 1 minute.
Right, that is different than the frostbite spell.
Okay.
Let's try though. Let's try.
It sounded the same in the first couple of sentences.
Alright. The next day comes. And Hashin, what are you seeking to do? As Anthony has rested with you, has dined with you all, and
Mignani?
no, Anthony.
Okay.
He did not stay in the situation room.
Are we going in his dreams though before the night ends?
I would like more information from Sola. I mean, we're here for how many days?
You don't
I
know?
don't know.
Take a shot. One more day. I want to go see what potentially is
for
what's
the
up for
serene.
trade.
For trade with the dragons.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't go to see. You when Vassal comes along, she hears your request, and in about 3 hours' time, eventually, there is what can only be described as a manifestation, a visage. It's not her. It's a smaller version of herself, but she is
Of the seer?
of the seer.
Okay.
She's not there physically, but
Holocron.
essentially she manifests to you,
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
and she looks at you. So, your curiosity got the better of you, eh?
It always does.
Well, I have conferred with my brethren, and for a job well done, we will give access to certain trinkets which may prove useful to adventurers as yourself. For them you may trade or barter your soul or other things. Services.
What kind of services?
You make the offer. Or you may buy them outright. Or should you have anything you don't desire of magical accoutrement, we will buy it from you for a fair price, of course.
Okay.
I have here 7 items which have been handpicked for your particular talents to seek to enhance them. Shall I describe them to you?
Please do.
The first is a shield of impeccable make. And she holds up what looks to be a golden shield with a ivory angel on the front of it. Wings kind of stretched downward, bare-chested, and kind of gleaming golden hair that goes into the shield itself. There is a very large blue gemstone at the top of the shield that has 2 smaller gemstones set to the side. I don't know. Here is... It looks like there.
Whoa,
that's cool.
that looks
That does
super
look cool.
Man, I wish I was a paladin. That would be like the shield for me.
She says, "This is Holy Defender. And it's helpful for healing your friends." So, this shield is decorated with an image of a guardian angel and faintly shimmers with divine light in the dark. The shield can hold a maximum of 5 charges. While you hold this shield, every time you take 10 or more bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage from an attack, the shield gains a charge. You can use an action to spend all of its charges to unleash a healing wave. Choose up to 6 creatures in a 20-foot radius sphere originating from you. Each target regains 1d4 hit points for every charge spent this way, i.e. up to 10d4.
That would be good for a paladin.
Right?
After using the shield's ability, the magic
get hit.
within will lie dormant, and the shield will not gain new charges
That become
until
an
the
artificer?
next dawn. Item number 1.
That is really cool.
I think I can use a shield, right?
Clerics
Is it
are
Yeah,
proficient
hit
with
though.
shields.
Because I also have Warcaster, so I can cast with it.
Clerics and barbarians are both proficient with shields, so is a hexblade. Warlock.
Yeah, not this one though.
How come you've never used that shield you just read?
Because my it's a reaction, and my reactions are better used in other things.
Alright, cool.
Carry on.
The next is a helm of particular ferocious variety. This helm is adorned with the horns of a minotaur that we slew a while back. And turned it into a decoration. The magic which surrounds the helmet with the minotaur horns gives the wearer the ability to trample down its enemy with a nearly unstoppable force.
Whoa!
Juggernaut.
You have a +1 bonus to your armor class while wearing this helm. And you gain a action. Actually, it's not an action. It's
Something you can do on your action.
It's on your action when you take the attack action. It's a headbutt charge. If you move at least 20 feet straight toward a creature and then hit it with an unarmed strike on the same turn, that target must succeed on a strength saving throw using your strength modifier to set the
This
save,
is not good for me.
or it is knocked prone, and you get an automatic bonus action melee weapon attack against it. So while you have to use an unarmed strike to knock it prone, you then can follow up with a bonus action against a prone creature. There is the helm
Ray doesn't want to wear that.
of the Minotaur.
Well, you already have your
Mm-hmm.
thing on your head.
I'll wear that.
So there
That's
is
pretty rangery.
I
item
was
number
gonna
2.
say the horns, you know, they might suit you.
My strength isn't good enough.
You have to list 5 animals that have horns.
The next, well, for
So
you
we are
wizardy
the least
types,
tanky team in the
That's
whole
me, probably.
Yeah, I know. You were
is a
supposed to fix
tome
that
of
before you
knowledge
died.
which we have learned all there is to from it.
I'm buying that immediately for whatever it takes. I'll sell the other part of my soul.
Excuse me, this is my turn. You're in the room requirement.
Actually, it's the next day.
Oh, I thought we all came in with you.
You are all together. Everyone's
Son of a
here.
bitch!
Oh, we are?
Everyone's together.
I will go to that other room though. I can't afford these things.
This arcane relic is preserved
no
from an
money.
ancient civilization.
Oh. I wrote this book, by the way.
It contains knowledge about the works, machinations, and mysteries of the weave. If you spend 48 hours over 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines, you can master one of the magic schools. Abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, or transmutation.
Oh, this is different.
Depending on the type of school you master, the manual then loses its magic for a century.
Wow.
However,
Make sure.
whichever school you master, if you cast a spell with a level 5 or lower spell slot from the mastered school of magic, roll a d6. If you roll a 6, you do not waste the spell slot.
What?
It's
Whoa.
a free casting of that spell.
That's strong.
That's awesome.
That is the
very
Tome of Arcane Magic.
Okay, this is Jake speaking here.
Yep.
That would, like, if for some reason I sold my soul for that and went evocation,
Yep.
that wouldn't really help me because I don't have.
Spell slots.
It wouldn't give me those spells. I would just be really good at them.
Right, you don't learn anything new. This is simply an opportunity for any spell of that type under the 5th level to be cast for free.
What does a smite count as?
Counts as a smite.
Damn.
She then pulls out a ring. Holds it up.
Ring.
The intricate ring has a kind of a twisted shape to it, as it holds a precious blue gem in the middle, which gives off a faint flicker. As she moves it around, it almost blurs, as if kind of shifting through dimensions. This is the ring of the Feylord, and gives you powers of the Fey.
Buy that one, Jake.
This ring has 3 charges and regains 1d4 minus 1 expended charges daily at dawn. While attuned to the ring, you can use 1 charge to cast Misty Step.
Okay.
The ring also gives you advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep.
I think I
I like
have
that
that.
one.
That is the racial ability of
Half.
elves and half-elves.
Oh, that's nice though.
Elvesy.
She then pulls out a set of bracers. These ornate bracers have 2 curious-looking purplish gems in them, filled with almost what seems to be opposing magnetic forces. These bracers have 4 charges and regain 1d4 expended charges at dawn. Wearing these bracers, you can use the following abilities. These are the wrist guards of power. You can make creatures bow to your whims, pulling and pushing and deflecting items. thrown and shot towards you. The gravity pull allows you as an action to expend one of the charges and pull a creature you can see within 30 feet of you up to 30 feet towards you. If it fails a 15 DC strength, it is pulled towards you and lands prone at your wherever you
That'd be really
pull
good
it towards.
for you too.
Alternatively,
cool.
you can do gravity push. Basically, you're a Jedi. Push-pull. As an action, you can expend one of the bracer's charges to choose a creature that you can see within 10 feet of you, and you can push it up to 30 feet away, it falling prone if it is
Be good for cacophony too.
if it fails. Finally, you can do a gravity deflection, and basically, you can deflect an
Darth Vader
incoming
bullet.
projectile, rendering a successful ranged weapon attack against you a miss automatically.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Cacophony.
That's dope.
You need those.
I like those.
These are
So
bracers,
more than likely-
the wrist guards of power.
We can only afford
You're a
one.
ranged fighter, though, so if
I
they
would
land
think-
prone, doesn't that give herself disadvantage on whatever her next attack would be?
It's more about potentially pushing and
Keeping bad guys
Yeah.
away from her.
Yeah.
because she could have really used that in this
Yeah.
last fight.
Oh, for sure.
But if we could only pick one, I would think that
Well,
Tomb is the
there's two
strongest.
more.
Oh,
Hold on.
really?
There
There's
are
seven, he
6
said.
souls here that
Holy
we could sell
smokes.
for these items
Okay.
if we want.
I'm not
Steve.
selling my soul.
I have an
Wait, wait.
obelisk
Six
that's
of us.
evil that I can. So.
You said 7, right?
2 more.
Is Holy Defender, like, does that go with Holy Avenger,
You don't know.
lore-wise?
These are not 5e canon. This is
Oh.
a different Kickstarter that I backed.
Oh, cool.
Is this, what's his face?
It's not Griffin. I wanted to give this Kickstarter some love. This is, I think, called Magic Items Unchained or something like that. It's just a different.
Magic items off the chain for shizzle.
She holds up what looks to be a very small, in her hands at least, about this long bit of thread. You then immediately realize within the scope of her body that that's probably like 2 or 3 feet of thread. Wow. But she's holding it up. This is an enchanted bowstring. As she looks at you, Hasheen.
You don't have a bowstring, right?
Technically no, but...
I have spinach in my teeth from breakfast yesterday.
That's right.
From the quiches they made for me. Could use it.
Order a key.
So you can restring your own bow with this string, which gives a slight vibration as it is plucked.
It's called the humdinger.
After you have melded this to your bow becomes magical if it is not already, and it will deal an extra 1d6 damage with every hit.
Ooh. That's awesome.
The extra damage's type depends on the bowstring's enchantment. This particular one is enchanted with fire.
I want that.
Makes sense.
I do a lot of damage per round then.
Finally!
Watch, we can't afford any of these.
I know. We don't have any money.
Finally!
We don't have any money, right?
She holds up to you
There's
2
favors.
black, what look to be onyx
No, boy.
or very dark matte black steel glove greaves.
Cool.
These are my favorite. These are forged from the scales of a black shadow dragon, which I had the pleasure of killing myself. Enchanted through the blood of a devil that I slew myself.
Sold. I'll take it.
This is known as the Hellclaw.
Alcohol.
Hellclaw?
Hellclaw.
I want it. The claw.
I mean, I guess I'll take all of them.
You already sold your soul. You're less
As you look
valuable.
closer, you now see within
Where's
the
the
overlapping armor of these gloves a light pulsating red glow. I assure you these are not cursed, though They
The what?
are not the most enjoyable to use.
Does it make you crave frogs or flies?
As the sharp-bladed gloves are kind of held out towards you to see, she explains, with a bonus action, you can sacrifice
Oh, good.
This would have been great for Eli.
up to 5d8 hit points to the Hellclaw. And you gain the same number of d8s as bonus damage to your next successful melee weapon attack you make.
Nice.
I would have. That's like a super smite. I should do.
If you crit with that freaking glove,
No, it has to be
You'd
melee.
kill yourself.
Oh, that's a good
smiting.
point.
It is melee specifically because you're essentially using the gloves as part of the attack with the bladed edges and claws that they contain.
Metal.
That'd work for me though.
I guess Hugo.
Or Hugo. That would work
Yeah.
well for Hugo.
And this is cumulative. So if you say you're gonna do 3, and then you don't get a hit, but you rolled like 3 1s, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna do 2 more. You can add on 2 more and get it up to 5d8.
I'm leveling
You
up.
can only ever have 5d8 stored.
So, could you do it over a certain amount of days too?
Actually, that
One
would be
lasts
best-
for a minute.
That would be best for her.
Ah. Ooh, interesting.
So it's
Because you have
essentially
health to
in
spare.
you can't like prep.
Yeah.
I guess you could do it before battle,
I'd
but
really go under.
Hurt yourself, drink a bunch of potions.
you're right. It's
I guess you could.
The effect lasts for a minute. So there are all of your items, opportunities.
How much for the bowstring?
What are you offering?
I have 300 gold.
That's not enough.
Okay.
Is there anything other than money you wish to offer? Did I hear you say you have 5 pounds of mithril?
Oh yeah, I do. Could you use that?
I'll take all of it and all your gold for 1 item.
Ooh, I don't know if that's worth it.
Let me think about that.
I have 1,300 gold. Just let you know.
Conversely, could you make me something if I give you the mithril to make? And gold? The 300?
What do you wish to be made?
Like a... Did we say breastplate or half plate?
You said breastplate is what you were interested in, and to be further enhanced potentially when you got, if it was successful and you got more.
Like a breastplate? I'm a little squishy. Easy to hit.
I think that Undris would have an easy enough time doing that.
300 gold, you make me breastplate?
No,
What if... Hear me out. Do you need all 5 pounds to make the breastplate? If there's leftover, you could keep it.
Undris is quite talented forge master. I'd defer to his expertise.
Would that be amenable? Like, if it only takes 2 pounds, you could keep the 3 and the gold?
Let me discuss with him. Are there any other items any of you wish to make an offer for? I do so love offers.
How much is the shield?
How much are you offering?
Well, I only have 300 gold. But,
And all the promises of God.
yeah, exactly. That's where I was going next. But if your jaw pains you, I can offer you a recipe of my own creation for a pain-relieving potion. Although I don't wish to presume, so if you're not interested in that, that's fine.
Is it permanent?
It's not permanent, but it is the best.
Then what use is it?
If you're in a lot of pain, it's very useful. If you're not interested in it, though, it's fine.
Any other offers? Adventurers such as yourselves must have more things of value than the paltry sums of gold that you speak of.
I know, we've talked about that with the
Well,
DM
you see
before.
the overarching eye that watches us do what we
Doesn't
do.
really give us money ever. And then he says, "Here's this legendary item."
We
you
are
can buy."
rewarded with feelings and emotions as opposed to gold and items.
Well, I have daggers.
We have a bunch of daggers.
I used to own a house, but I lost that.
I would actually love the tome of ancient magic, and I would certainly return it to you in the lens when it comes back to you when we're done with it. If I could borrow it like a library book in 100 years, you can use it again. No problem.
I have read this book many times over and mastered each of the schools it provides.
I have a dragon's journal.
Go on.
No, that was.
Go ahead.
Well, just
About the
because
convergence,
Go
right?
ahead.
just because we say it doesn't mean we have to give it.
Go ahead, collector.
So I could potentially do for the circle of blasting, because with the cantrips and spells that I'm learning, this only does 2d8.
This, you mean?
My scorching ray tiara. So if I could potentially trade that up with some gold.
Why are you
That would be a
retconning
gold.
over her? She just said friggin' dragon
Yes,
turtle.
I'm retconning over her because she hasn't told us about the dragon turtle yet.
You know, but we took it from the.
I wasn't there. I was in the other room.
Oh,
It was just,
who was with me?
Tell me about
one.
this journal you have. Whose journal is it?
Bilevex
Carry
from
I don't think I have any magic items aside from the one I can't.
Shadowfell.
How did you come upon Bilevex's journal?
Measure your words.
It was unattended.
Or what? That's a great way of describing it.
You stole it
We killed
from
that bastard.
Bilevex.
No, he was a friend.
I don't know how you ever got it from his purview.
We're pretty good.
Well, what would he give you for it?
What would you give up to get
I
it?
will allow a straight trade, one item of your
Whoa.
choice for the journal.
Whoa!
It's
That
not,
means it's super powerful.
it's not worth that.
Did you read it yet with like a book light at night?
Yeah.
Memorize it?
No,
You
I think
could
the
do that,
pages
right?
were blank.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but there's spells that can be done to bring back language.
I didn't realize it was blank.
2 items.
You know what I can
Oh! 7.
I
Take
think-
it or leave
I
it.
Hold on,
think
can I
this would
cast
be-
True Seeing first and read the damn thing?
Go for it.
You have True Seeing?
I have it prepared, for sure. Yeah, I have True Seeing right now.
You want to see it then? The journal.
I don't know.
This feels like a very
Okay.
stressful episode of Shark
What happens
Tank.
to this book after I read it?
6% of your magic items
This,
inequity.
Do you accept my offer?
Is he casting it?
this thing that there are powerful people that could help us read that, and it could be the key to stopping the storm, to stopping whatever else the hell's going on.
I'm in for the Tome of Ancient Magic. Deal.
I don't like it.
My goal is to stop the storm.
I also ripped this Time Shifter's mantle off of Hugo, who has never used it, not one single time, and say, I'll throw this in for
Oh
that.
yeah, thoughts regarding the convergence and prophecy.
Yeah, prophecy is something you don't just give away for a magic item.
Prophecy, if you're the high priestess of the Raven Queen and that was one of the journal of one of the guardians of your goddess, perhaps you
Revelio.
wouldn't want to sell that away and incur her displeasure.
That's fair. That's all I have. So
Thank you for the cheer, Dr. Nav.
Yeah.
Did he specify what that was for?
Wasn't that the 5-finger discount? You are so correct.
500
It really
bits
was.
for the Tome of Ancient Magic. Deal.
500 bits from the... We can offer you a
May
water
I
skin
see this item you
and a tinderbox.
proffer?
You may, wondrously rare. Oh, that was terrible.
Like
I'm a
not-
wizard, sorry.
you failed.
Oh, I throw the blanket in the air and
And
it oh.
what item do you offer this for?
Oh,
Are you trading one of Hugo's items
You're
without
trading
him?
one of Hugo's items?
this was originally mine. I lent it to him back when I was another character. Tome of Ancient Magic. Perhaps we'll share.
Oh, he just needs to live for a
Yeah,
century.
he can have it in 100 years.
Okay, good. boy.
Probably smart if you did it the other way
Can
around.
somebody text Adam about this? That's funny.
That's true, but I'm about to hear it now.
Done.
Wait, the tome for
Got it.
The
Done.
tome materializes in front of you,
Sold. to the
and
pet.
there is a small little portal that is awaiting the...
Can I?
Oh, I walk around to pick it up because I try to throw it, and I.
Can I see the helm and the helm?
and it disappears.
Can I see the helm and the
Please not
helm
mad.
ball?
If you ever do that with
He'll
any
never
of my
know.
items,
He'll
I will
never know.
murder you.
He's never used it one time.
Don't even mention it. Let's see if he ever asks.
He'll never.
Those are Sauron's gloves for sure.
Wait, what did you? What are you
And
getting?
this is the Dovahkiin's
I
helmet.
just want to read it, see if it's worth a upgrade.
I have
Okay,
nothing. I'm
so-
sad.
What did
Enjoy
you
your
want?
items.
If you're trading this journal, you're trading this journal.
No, she's not.
No, I was yelled at for train.
You
trading
tell
a journal.
them 6 items for that journal, and we'll think about it.
Best offer due by midnight, Dragon.
Here's the question.
This
What-
could be a new journal. He
what-
could have never written in it.
what
That
do
would be
you-
so funny.
Wouldn't that be right? Dear new diary. And then I got attacked.
I think some
I have so much to tell you. Someone's knocking at the door. I'll be back.
Here's the mail. It never.
P.S. I saw Jimmy at school today. His locker's near mine.
I have a question for you. Not to sound obtuse.
I prefer acute.
That was a good
Me
math joke.
too. I'm an isosceles fan myself.
Equilateral all the way.
Okay, so
That's a shirt. That has to be.
what do you guys want?
This is a pretty sweet item.
Faye and Scarlet. What are you after?
I think that.
We are after the whim
never
of
get an
Werthil.
What
I don't
what
even know
is
what
he
spells
after?
I carry.
Power. Possession.
You literally traded.
Extension of his domain. Of
I'll give
they
it to him.
in Scarlet's domain.
How far is your domain?
Passing back.
Our domain
goes
is
pretty
where
deep.
we wish to go, but there are those who stand against us.
Yeah. Have you ever wished to go into the city of brass?
I
Wow.
don't think there's anything you can do to get
As
the shield.
Divination.
the disdain kind
You
of
want the shield?
brings back the guttural sense of her voice. You can tell she's been a bit excited and giddy talking about magic, and now it kind of
Divination.
that
Not like
Yeah, the shield would be
monster.
awesome for you.
The Sultan.
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
What do you offer for the Sultan?
You sure you don't
Huh?
Hey guys, just they would like power in the extension of their reach, and they're very powerful, Werthil, and Lair, and they. But there seems to be a city that their reach does not meet.
Which
City
city?
of Brass.
The one we're going back to.
Oh,
They mentioned something like that. They have warring influence.
Adaptation, evocation, evocation.
How would you rule if you had the city? How would Werthil rule? Paint me a picture. Make it vivid. Performance.
Oh.
24.
What are you doing?
I am all ears. I'm now like laying on the ground with my legs behind me, kicking, like paint me a picture. I want to know, what do you want?
Sparkling eyes. Bling, bling.
What does Werthil want? with the
Guidance,
city?
guidance, guidance.
We're always looking to align.
Werthil desires power, order, wealth, riches, influence, to the beyond.
So all the things that the Sultan has.
Sultan is tyrant,
I would have gained a slot back.
while Werthil will not tolerate insubordination. He is no tyrant.
I gather we're
He's
still
too
alive.
intelligent for that.
Okay. Okay, huddle up, team. I have an idea. What if we help They in Scarlet overthrow the Sultan for all their magical items.
Didn't someone else want us to kill the Sultan too?
I saw the
Yes,
Sultan.
multiple people.
So
Hey,
wouldn't
listen.
it be?
I haven't been focused on the Sultan while I was hanging out with Vex and whatnot. Is he a bad guy?
I mean, you heard it here from the seer. A tyrant.
Seer sees what the seer wants to see.
Or the seer sees
So I'm
what
asking
they're supposed
A
to.
few other people's opinions. What do you think of the Sultan? What do you think of the Sultan?
He rules over a city that prides itself on its slavery. And they pride themselves on squashing any being, but I don't know.
Blood
That's how the West started. What else?
Switch.
I mean, I was kidnapped, and that's not fun. But on the other hand, we met some bodyguards that were like helpers of the Sultan, and we barely survived. Not saying that I couldn't take them, of course.
What does that have to do with
The Sultan?
the Sultan?
Killing
as
the
a
Sultan?
leader? Yes.
How did we kill him?
With the help
That's
of
not what I
Faye.
asked.
Unless they say
kind
we're
of
gonna
a-
have to take care of it ourselves.
What kind of a ruler is the Sultan?
Oh, I
Does
don't
he
know. I've been
deserve
in
to be
the.
killed?
I don't know. I've been in the city for .7
Why are we
seconds.
contemplating this if we have no idea if this guy's a good guy or bad guy?
He's
Because
not the
they
good guy.
do.
Whoa. Gotcha.
He killed
There's one.
Muckfat.
You would have been present in Vex or whoever it was at the time, I don't know where you were at that, when I described the vision I had where I saw the Sultan's throne room as one of the locations tied to our progression in the destiny or whatever that's along our way.
You sold it to me.
There you
Nobody
go.
else sold it to me. Good point. Let's go to the material plane by killing the Sultan. We're in.
Okay.
All of the other reasons were stupid. That was a good one.
So back to the conversation.
And he's a bad guy.
You would rule more
And I think this is going to
benevolently.
Hugo, by the way. It's not mine.
Oh, the guilt kicks
Or
in.
you. One of you two. That's actually better for both of you. But
You
Which
would
one?
rule more benevolently.
getting
Worth it.
a chance at free
Is
slots with 2
benevolent.
slots
Again.
is a great
Oh.
idea.
Is Vassal,
Urus.
Urus, is she standing nearby while this is happening?
Yes, she's...
Can I insight her expression as we're asking about how they would rule?
Sure.
Okay.
Good thought.
Yes. Tell me. 22.
Her eyes are down, and her hands are kind of folded, and she just is just kind of nodding her head in agreement as the words are being spoken. And she's hard to read, but you don't sense any pause or like disagreement with her. She just seems to be nodding along in affirmation.
So, what if we helped expand the reach of your empire? In order to do that, we would need some impressive items.
You would also need to be far more powerful than you are now.
But one way to get there, if we have more items, if we had the financial backer, it would allow us to take on greater tasks, which would then henceforth make us more powerful.
It's also not as if the Sultan's the only player in the game. I mean, Imix, we heard, seems to be capitalizing his forces.
Emix does not like the Sultan either.
There are reports of the Church, Carissa forgets something of the Light. Celine would
Church
know.
of the Lightbringer.
Church of the Lightbringer that are also trying to work to take control of. Yeah, thank you for the.
Satan.
There you go. To take control of the city there. So, any person who's good at
There are
strategy
quite
games
a
with
few
no clearing off those players. Clears the
Are
path
you
for
proposing then that you form an alliance to overthrow the Sultan?
Well, I was, but your voice makes me question.
I mean,
No! Gotcha!
Don't you think if Werther and they could have done it, they would have?
No.
You don't understand the power of the Sultan and the forces arrayed under his command.
why don't you help me understand?
Maybe you just need some fresh perspective.
We already brought back the Plane of Water's influence, alright?
That's true. Well, kind of. A third
We're ready
of
to
it.
go the next step further.
The next level. Metaphorically
Well, then you
smash
must-
that clam.
You must unseal the next pillar and release the deluge further.
Alright.
Do
6
you know where it
items
is?
and we'll do it.
No, but you do.
6 more items and we'll
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
we do. We
Huh.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are but pittance. in the massive pile of treasure that your masters have. But if we do unlock this next pillar, what kind of freedom do you have in actually obtaining your goals moving forward?
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Yes! Although we're about to screw up the entire balance of the
How's the
elemental
wizard
planes.
saying
It
this?
seems a little odd.
Stupid.
Good lord, man!
Listen.
20?
Twas not.
We're just
That's
we're just playing
12?
democracy.
Yeah.
With advantage?
What are you, a colonist?
Yes.
Kind of.
Alright, Pilgrim.
We're gonna.
How's the Mayflower? world?
to serve us.
Incorrect. You did not read the contract when you signed it. I will send it to you later, sir.
It's a woman! It's a female!
Ma'am.
Isn't it? It's ma'am.
Okay, so
It's madam.
there are many forces
Just read
that
everything
wish
you
to see
sign.
him gone. We open up the pillar, we bring the plane of water back. That's got to do something.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage because you're essentially repeating the same line.
Say it again for triple advantage.
16.
16.
So close.
Let me talk with...
It's what I was building to
My
until they cut
brother.
me off.
Can we just talk to them directly? Like, why are you even necessary?
Ooh. Did you really say that?
Yes. Well, I mean,
Oh,
it's just a
God.
question. They already own me. What the hell's the problem?
She looks at you and
Like,
winces
seriously,
her
I mean-
eyes. She
Yeah.
snaps her fingers and searing pain courses through your entire
I'm
body.
immune to pain currently.
You have 0 hit points.
Okay. You know what?
You are knocked unconscious.
Well, that was rude of you.
Can I...
That was just rude.
Oh, that was
I
rude.
was seeking an answer.
When you,
Ignorant child.
when you speak with them, please remember that we have already served as your legs twice on this plane. And while I have no doubt that the majesty and the power
Please
Of-
roll a death save.
Faye and Scarlet could accomplish that goal of unleashing the elemental plane of
15.
water, we are already going there. And it would make sense to shape our path in a way that would best suit yours.
Another
And then I
death
will
save.
stabilize him.
We have kept up so far,
I'm kicking him
which
and
is
healing
more
at
than
the same
most,
time.
I think.
We
I'm
have.
grinding this healing into you. Stabilizing him.
How many people you know could steal?
You're not back up, you're just stabilized.
You didn't make
You're breathing.
bring him conscious.
Could steal the shadow dragon from the Shadowfells.
All right, roll another persuasion check. This is even. The DC is higher now.
Okay. Do you want me or?
Yeah, go for
You
it.
said it.
Alright.
Yeah, not me.
Alright! Come on, baby. Alright, sorcery point.
Maybe I should have.
Yes! That's better! Alright, that is... Yay! That's so good. Okay. 26. Can I guidance myself on that, too?
You're not.
Okay.
Only if you want to be dropped to 0 hit points.
Jeez, don't think I did
as
insult
you
them.
understand the nature of this connection that the dragon, and in particular Camode, has with Anthony a little bit better,
Oh boy.
you
Oh yeah, I took guidance.
hear her kind of almost sigh as she considers your proposal. And then she speaks up. "Well, tell my pet that we'll consider your offer.
Okay.
Don't let him die."
I think we've gone as far as we can.
I agree.
You know... I guess what we're proposing. I think there's a lot of wrong on this plane that... Let's be honest. The Sultan threw us into a pit and tried to kill us. For sport. We cleansed the mask. That was pretty evil. And they want to use it potentially for better use. They haven't done anything to us for sport. Well, except for that one time when they
Threw us into lava.
kicked the living
then...
shit out of us, but then healed us.
then made us go into the mask. And I'm not saying that, I'm just thinking
Well,
about
the mask, it was to cleanse the
Do
mask.
you have any other items that you desire?
I want it all.
Did we
Which
wanna
one are we
try and
killing the
trade your
Sultan
sentiment?
for?
All of them.
All of them? Okay.
I don't know if we're killing the Sultan. We offered to further the plane of water, correct?
No.
Oh, we went back to the Sultan.
the Sultan.
We went back to the Sultan?
Yeah, but we need to build alliances, which would be bringing the plane
Okay,
of water
fine.
back.
Whatever.
That's part
Let's
of
do
the
it.
process.
Don't be bad contractors. When you do a contract, you take half now and half when you're done with it.
Battle of 5 armies. Let's do it.
Sorry, I'm down.
You are still unconscious.
We basically said we would help them extend their reach.
This is why my legs are so thin. I'm on the ground most of the time. That's what she said. Alright.
That's what I got. We don't have enough money.
No one else has anything else to offer?
Nothing that we're willing to part with.
Literally wearing a toga and have a magic book, that's it.
We do have, according to my
blood,
inventory,
but I feel like we're
walking
gonna need
skin
that.
and a torch, if you would like that.
Ooh,
but
a torch.
No, a regular torch. No.
Right. Well,
Consider the offer.
it shall be considered. The image disappears.
And I run to the situation room.
Call tips.
All right,
He's still unconscious, so you don't need to.
Celine, I presume you
I'm
heal.
Oh, don't presume.
You heal Anthony.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Anthony,
Whoop.
you're back.
Maybe
Um,
don't insult them next time.
What do you all wish to do with the rest of the day's downtime?
I am going to try to help Ray in that Sola thing she was doing. And I have an idea for that.
Okay. Please,
I'm there too. God,
okay,
obviously.
you can roll as a three of
Oh,
you
if
work.
you don't want to do that today, that's fine.
No,
I can
no,
save it tomorrow.
I do.
Okay.
But I want the information from Sola.
Oh, okay.
So here's my idea for a serene dream, right?
Go
So
on.
we started off in an arena, and I know a little bit about who Sola was fighting for, and I know that battle where he rode the T-Rex. So I was thinking we do a battle stand where everyone's going Yanni, Yanni, and then we have him ride the T-Rex and then bring it down. Cause what's more serene than taking down a T-Rex?
I can think of like 63 things, but okay. I
I
get
feel
your
like
point.
that would be so cool, and that would be like the best dream ever.
Yeah, cool and serene aren't the same thing, but I like it. I like where your head's at. You're
That
thinking
would
like a
calm
15-year-old. You're getting there.
If you're trying to connect with Sola, perhaps I can help you almost shape your hands around that connection with emboldening bond so you can speak to her easily.
Okay.
If you're both
Okay.
at peace with each
Yeah,
other.
let's try it.
That's
I-
what I'm gonna.
I want
that's
the
how I'm trying to
information.
help her.
And then we can dream walk, you know?
What are we gonna ask Sola? What
I-
happens if we only get like 3 questions or so?
okay. Let's think.
Sola's
Does
only
Sola know
awake
anything
for
about
10 seconds.
Yanni's mother?
Am I gonna
what
have
if-
to remember this or?
While they're
not.
planning this, I go to the room.
Okay.
I
Does
didn't hear
Sola
them, actually.
remember things from Yanni's past that we could start to engage with where his brain's at and see if we can
Sola knows
bring him
of,
back?
I don't think she really
doesn't know much of his
knows.
past,
Yeah.
knows that he had a book that he looked at a lot, and knows that he loved his mama a whole lot,
Yeah.
had a thing for the ladies,
She
was a bit of a daredevil
saw him plant the magic bean, and the mom came and leveled him up, right?
in an ethereal form, yep.
Did he ever mention, or did you guys hear his mother's name? Do we know that?
Mama.
Yeah.
I don't.
He
think
only
I,
called her mama.
And I don't think in my dream she was just
That's
Yanni's.
capital M.
So hear me out. Maybe
that
the
doesn't make
serene
sense.
dream here is he walks into his house as a wee boy, a lad. And
I
he's
don't know what his house would look
doesn't
like.
matter. We
Fairy
can-
tale.
Correct.
Fairy tale.
That's where I'm going. You could let me effing get there.
It didn't sound like you were getting there. So
I'm building a story.
defense mechanism.
He's not
it's
healed
not.
yet.
So, yeah, we basically have him read the book and then say, hey, that's your mama. Do you remember this?
Read the book that I never saw before.
You don't have to. We can create a feeling in the dream. It can be serene. It can be frightening.
Over taking down a T-Rex.
You could do that too.
Okay.
I'm just...
You wanna do the whole book thing?
No, I'm
Sure.
positing another option.
Although, how about we try to gauge Yanni's reaction by asking him, see what connects with him more, his mom or his old team, and then just like see, like really, really pay attention to like his body? Like, is he more thinky with the
You're
old
talking in his
teammates?
dream, or we
No,
walk
right
over to him
now.
right now?
And then we ask him that, and then we see if we should go for the
All right,
mom
let's
or the
go.
team.
Hey, Yanni!
Yo, brother.
Gonna ask you a question that we kind of asked before and you don't remember. Do you remember your old team or your mama? Which one more fondly?
My mama's right here.
No, your real mama.
Biological mother, because you clearly weren't born from the dragon. Although I understand she has great affection for you, similar to a mother.
And I say that with great respect. Please don't
Yes,
fight
ma'am.
me.
Yeah, she was a follower of Severin, Severani, Savris.
She was a Severus Snape!
Yo, Ray, I don't know no Savrani.
Savris! And
Jabroni with an
she had purple skin, and she was a storm giant, and she was well known in the council, but then she mysteriously disappeared. And you know the cloud giants? Do you remember the hatred of the cloud giants? Curse those cloud giants!
Curse 'em.
So flat.
Curse 'em.
I don't know any of that stuff.
Can
Do you remember your old team?
we insight check?
My old team. All I know is my brethren with the dragons.
Who do you think gave birth to you? Just biologically, I'm curious now what you think.
Some hot mo. He can't say mama in relation to anyone other than his dragon.
Interesting. Can we insight that?
Oh.
If that's like
Go for it.
his personality or like a spell effect?
It's
or
definitely not
something?
his personality.
No, but like if he's just avoiding it. I crit failed that, so I don't know. Jack.
It's weird. He just, kind of mumbles. Woman, I don't know her.
How about Sola told me that you had such a great plan ahead of you, and that you guys were helping to defeat and take down the storm giants, and you were helping Sola and Morthos, and there was a couple others, and we have like 4 campaigns. I'm getting confused with all of Steve's characters. Possibly JB. I don't remember if he was there, if it was the other one.
You're at 7 right
It was Holt.
Wolfram.
Wolfram! And there was Wolfram and Eli, yeah, and then there was other
Morthos.
Matt's characters.
You said Morthos.
Morthos, and then Matt character.
What?
Dwarf, was he the dwarf?
Oh,
at that
Kildrick?
point? Kildrick. And Kildrick.
Matt Dwarf character, you remember him?
And they were all helping you to take down the evil cloud giants.
It's revisionist
Can I roll?
history.
Can we see a?
What do the cloud giants have to do with this?
Because cloud giants are the worst. Every storm giant knows this.
Racist.
We're relying on the
Can I
powers
roll
of
an
racism
insight
today,
check to
apparently.
see if he's
Yeah.
trying to think harder about his mom or the old team.
Roll an insight check.
Summon a cloud giant into the dragon.
9.
9.
No.
You see his eyes kind of look off into the distance as if he's thinking or concentrating on something.
With which one? The mom or the old team?
You're talking about the teammates
Okay.
Oh, I want to go
as
to the
if
thing.
there's some sort of something dawning.
Is Mama doing anything while he's trying to remember?
And while that's happening, Mama just kind of like coils her tail around him and pulls him closer.
Okay.
Around his
So I
wrist.
feel like the team's the
I
way
want
to
to
go.
like her, but she's evil.
No. I mean,
Oh,
there's
Mama
something
needs
effed up
me.
with his head.
Here it is.
Alright.
Yeah.
Every day
So
for
we
the
have
next
to
30
we
days,
have to
I'm going to
separate
take
Mama
rations
from-
and sprinkle a
Or
little
in
arsenic in it.
streams.
And feed it to Mama until
Create
she
food and
overdoses and
water!
dies. There. Done.
All right.
Or we just let Hashim piss her off, but we poison Hashim first.
Yeah,
Kind of
that's a
like-
good point. Yeah, machine first. Yeah.
So you've had this conversation with Yanni. He doesn't remember his mother.
Correct.
That sucks. Poor guy.
That's
And
fine. We'll
you
just
know
start
that
day.
it's not. It's clearly there's something that is preventing that memory from being there. Cacophony, what are you doing?
Alright. So,
Did I take
initially I wanted to go back and explore drawer number 12, I think it
Ooh,
was.
I like
But I
that.
don't know
Tabula
if that's so smart, given I'm still at a level 2 exhaustion.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You did. You.
I might just do some
Yeah.
I thought you explored it, didn't you?
bird. Well, I can go back every 10 days and get more knowledge, apparently, but not too much because then that's a bad thing. So I'm thinking maybe I shouldn't take that risk.
Do it
Um,
every 10 minutes.
So I think I'm just going to lay there
Those aren't extra toasty.
and think about how I
Pretty good.
suck up void, and I'm not really sure what that's gonna do to me over time.
All right. Okay. Please roll a.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Dude, you're gonna level up in vacuum
Please
powers.
roll a. First thing is a religion check.
You
You're gonna
got
go from
this.
a Walmart brand
Just
to
a straight
Dyson.
roll.
You would have advantage because of your exhaustion is a straight roll.
Come on, girl, roll high!
It is a straight roll.
Yeah.
Roll high!
Yeah, that didn't.
Do you
happen.
do you have
I
any
don't.
advantages to use?
No, I don't think
Are
I
you
do.
sure? I thought you got sheared some right at the start.
That was for her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought like before that.
So that was a 3.
The first.
Yeah.
But I wait, hold on. Oh yeah, a 4.
A 4.
Yeah. Can you roll in the dice box? I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
This is insane.
Oh, that didn't even go anywhere.
I mean, 13 out of 10 is better than a 4.
Or 3 or 2.
Like, I'm starting to think that your skull dice box is cursed.
Yeah, like
Maybe
we.
you should get rid of all the macabre shit. You roll in the dice box.
Keep it going.
Put it in Killian's pipe. and
You
then dump it into
hear
the tray.
a familiar.
Out
I
of
thought you were gonna say
curiosity.
and smoke it.
Is that what?
Put it in his pipe. And
Not here so much as
It'll
you
fit.
kind of sense a familiar
No, plop it.
presence. That of the Raven Queen, though she seems just out of reach. You just need more time and focus to really meditate and center yourself, as she seems to be trying to communicate with you, but you're distracted and unable to really connect with her.
Ray singing very loudly in your ear.
I like how you
Yeah.
always take the fall for any time somebody's distracted.
I mean, as a youngest sibling, that's kind of my role.
I love it.
I'll
Real
give you
life
one
and
more
not really.
opportunity to,
Okay.
as the day. This is the rest of your day, though, to try
Okay.
to find another connection.
How about you roll in this dice box?
It's an 8.
An 8.
You are the most unlucky roller I've ever met.
I might as well just use the online one. That's
You
usually pretty
surpassed
awful.
Carissa.
I know.
As
That's
you
bad.
are
That's how you know.
meditating, you fall asleep.
Okay.
Mechanically, this is going to limit your ability to interact here.
Okay.
Oh.
However, you do find yourself back in the Cathedral of Twilight. You look around, and the ritualistic circle of the Illithid that you interrupted is no longer there. The corpses of the Shadow Elves are no longer strewn about. The High Priestess is not flayed open on the central altar. The Shatterkai seem to be absent. You look up, and hovering in the darkness above, you see the familiar porcelain mask of your patron. The plague mask extending forth in a beak-like posture, kind of angled down to you. No mouth, so to speak, that is articulating, though the voice speaks up. Yes, collector of memories. What is it you wish to know? You may ask 3 questions because
Ooh, ask
of
them.
the roll that you had, so therefore
Okay.
you are limited.
Do I roll better?
The first question I'm gonna ask is what my purpose is now.
That's a big question.
I mean, if she only gets 3,
You wish to know your purpose.
Yes. Be a
Going
vague
rather
response.
broad there, are you? You are the collector of memories. But now you are the priestess of preservation of those same. You are to preserve, not to shape. And that which seeks to shape, or rather to bring to its own form of nothing, its own form of madness, is to be preserved, balanced, and eliminated. That is your purpose.
That was a good question.
They're all downhill from here.
I guess so.
What's your purpose?
What's your favorite breakfast food?
Is the turkey melt?
I don't think P-Force is still on, is he?
No,
Um,
because I didn't get...
Priestess
No.
of priestess of what?
Preservation.
Preservation, yes.
Preservation.
to preserve, not shape.
My next question is going to be, what's going to happen to me?
P-Farce is here.
Oh yeah?
If I keep sucking up void like a vacuum.
You're out in void.
You are not sucking up void.
That's good.
You are disallowing it from shaping into its
Oh.
own reality, its own whim. That which was and is and shall be.
Okay. That
The
makes me
Queen
feel
of
better.
Ravens ushers in the next season. Death.
Oh.
But there are those who
Okay.
wish to forestall death. There are those who wish to turn death into its own making. There are those who wish to twist death into something, an aberration that it is not. For death is beautiful in its own way. There are many mysteries in death that are answered. Memories in death that are preserved for posterity by those who look back fondly and recall, recollect, remember. And as you collect memories, and as you preserve them from being tainted by the void, by the madness of Shar and her dreaming dark and the foes with which she collaborates. As long as you maintain balance, you will be fine.
All right. And my third question, I'm going to ask what happened to the Shadowfell after we left. And what's the state of, I guess.
State of affairs.
Yeah, just
You will need to return and liberate.
Mm.
But you saved my general, and therefore have an ally waiting, a guide,
Just one.
to direct you back. You will need to retake my fortress and allow the light of my new ally to overcome that of her sister.
To be clear, you're the new ally.
Selune's radiance must overcome the light,
Oh, got it.
the dark of the void.
so it's Selune.
Lune's
the new ally. Okay.
To overcome the sister. Okay, that
Got
makes
it.
sense.
Who's Selune is left?
All right.
Not
Rika to save the day.
Yeah.
I actually don't know. Watch that.
As you ask your third question and have it answered,
Mm-hmm.
you feel yourself wake the following day.
Guess
Which,
we better change it.
before we get there.
They're pretty shitty, huh?
Ray, what are you doing? You did your thing already, right?
We just talked
You
to
did
Yanni.
Sola.
we did the Yanni
Yanni
thing.
Sola
That's
thing.
my whole day.
That took the whole day.
Yep, for purposes of the downtime. What are you doing, Celine?
I'm gonna work on the ring again.
Okay. I need you to
Back in the hot tub.
roll another wisdom
Yeah, that'll
save.
help me for sure.
Oh, it'll
I'm
help.
sorry, another intelligence save.
Oh, I have to make these saves every time.
Yep.
Dang, I
This
can't
is-
guidance myself on this,
You
right?
cannot save. This is to allow whether you roll the
Oh,
D100
that's right.
or not.
Yeah.
Because you made all the other connections successfully, so now it's just back to the depth of understanding.
No.
No? Right, you concentrate more with your ring, but you can't seem to connect and find the deeper meaning within.
6.
Perhaps another day.
Dang.
Anthony,
Yo.
you seek to extract the lens from the mold.
First of all, I want to smack the middleman in the imaginary space of the room. So I want to imagine the seer, and then I will extract. No, I'm just kidding.
He just wants to die so
I am
bad
thinking
when
it.
I'm not there.
Lovers quarrel. That's all. Okay.
Naturally.
Yes. So.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so whatever processing was happening with the mithril, after I formed it in the artificer bench, there is a location that magically cools at the proper rate and sort of condenses the elements in the mithril as tight as it can, so but also so it's not brittle. So that's what makes mithril super strong, is its magical ability to be what it is. And so yes, how am I going to extract this is what I'm rolling, right?
Yes. Because you rolled so well in the creation of the mold and in the pouring of the mithril therein, the DC is lowered on this as you make a dexterity saving throw to extract.
Dexterity saving throw, huh?
Yep.
I got no boosts to that. How could you possibly... Come on, baby! 19.
Nice.
19.
With the 19, you hold your breath as you concentrate on the delicate parting of the mold. As you exhale, in the pause of the exhale, your hands still. There's no shaking. As you expertly separate the mold and allow the mithril to be lifted without any hint of residual element that might cause an imperfection or a any sort of break to the smoothness of the lens itself. You
This-
succeed in extraction.
This whole time, from the beginning of the melting to the pulling out now, there's been a whisper of words that Anthony has purposefully spoken the whole time, and it switches back and forth between Sylvan and Draconic. Sometimes blends together with some Elvish and whatnot, but just so everyone gets the full picture, what's happening here.
And
Oh,
as
shit, I hope you have
as
more.
you have been uttering your illuminated incantations, the lens is now prepared for you to, in fact, infuse it with the illumination magic, which will happen the next day. All right.
I hope we have one more day.
The day goes by. You are able to take another day of rest. This is the third day here. Anthony, as you are returning to
Oh boy.
the room, please roll a perception check.
Here we go.
18.
You see, very briefly, right before, as you're almost stepping to the threshold of the door, which then you know takes a moment to open and then you go through and it closes again. But you see out of the corner of your eye movement. You look, and there, having just made the mural disappear and walking through, you see the very back end, almost the tail of the vassal, walking in towards the audience chamber. Behind her, in a ornate robe,
Oh boy.
you see a figure that you've not seen before, though you know what this creature is. It has almost pointed leather studded armor infused with various metals. Long, lanky body. Has a very sharp, long sword sheathed at its side. Has almost a widow's peak of brown hair, which comes down and then is pulled back tightly in a ponytail, which goes up and down behind. The brown hair gives way to a mottled, almost mustard, like a Dijon
Ooh, hungry.
skin tone. Yellowed, but brownish yellows. The long, elongated eyes have a almost lizard-like slit in the center. And it walks with a confident purpose. This is a Githyanki.
Oh,
Interesting.
dang. That makes sense.
And
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Ooh.
Not good
you
sense.
see a insignia on its shoulder,
I got you.
which I need you to roll a history check to see if you remember what this is.
Gith.
30.
Why?
You have not seen this symbol in a very long time. In fact, the last time you saw it, it was
I was
almost
saying
a
write this in your notes.
joke,
Githyanki
a
walks in,
fledgling
led in
organization
by the vassal to the
that referred to itself as the
They
Astral
describe it.
Union or the Astral Dominion.
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's big.
Walking behind the
Astral Union.
the Githyanki is a red dragon,
Just full size, walking in the hallways.
following behind with its head bowed,
Gotcha.
as if in submission to the Githyanki.
Wow.
It is a adult red dragon, larger, bigger, stronger than Mama for sure, but not ancient, but still a formidable creature.
Being submissive to this Githyanki.
Correct. It has a I guess it would be like a mount on its back.
Gotcha. Barding? Is that what it's called?
Barding, yeah. Barding's like the armor, but
Oh, okay.
it's a kind of a just
Like
a
a
saddle,
saddle?
so to speak. But it's far more ornate than that, right? It's
Yep.
and it just kind of walks as you watch this pair kind of disappear through the mural. You stand for a moment, take it in, as you turn and kind of go in, enter, and explain what you saw to your friends before you go to sleep.
Friends.
The next day you awake. I think all of you now have, everyone's exhaustion is gone except Cacophony. You have one level left?
No, because she had one bought away from her.
Okay,
so she
so
actually
you're-
jumped 2 and 1.
Okay, very good. So you are back to full Cacophony.
Yes.
There are a couple things that happen on this final day of downtime. Before you wake, I'm sorry. After you wake, you find Yanni and Mama are gone.
Missed our chance.
Secondly, the visage of Kamod appears. Well, I've talked with my brethren.
About my breastplate.
Yes.
says he'll do it, and he'll keep whatever's left, as well as all of your gold,
All 300.
and a pledge.
Wow.
Keep talking, please.
You must retrieve something for Undris.
It's an expensive breastplate.
Jeez.
What is it? Do I have the ability to say no and then
Mithril
the deal's off?
breastplate, though.
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Turn into mithril plate.
You must
Need a requirement
retrieve
for
The Sultan's head.
The talent.
That
you
would be
couldn't.
funny.
You must retrieve a ring from Mengobar.
What's Mangabar? Vacation destination?
That's the boss of the elemental
That ring.
Yes,
that he used to work for.
Why?
doesn't matter. That's the term. Take it or leave it.
I'll help you, buddy.
You're such a bad
Also-
It's insane.
Should you release the seal,
so much more
you
fun.
will have your choice of one remaining item as payment.
What seal?
The next seal.
The water.
Water. One item for that?
One.
With like more to come.
There's a third seal,
Oh, so more to come.
if you so choose.
Maybe we'll get more money.
Every seal loosed is less power the Sultan wields.
So that's what we're driving at, eh?
You could not take on the Sultan even if you promised.
But there's
Neither
a
can
but
you,
there.
Neither can you, obviously.
Do you say that? Do you really say that? Think, Steve, and tell me. Look me in the eyes, and tell me if you say that,
Yeah, of course.
so I know if I have to use a spell slot on
It's
your
obvious.
stupid
They
ass.
know it. We know it. It's obvious.
All right.
They can assault us. We can assault them back. We're building a relationship. That's how things work. He'll knock me out. You'll stabilize me.
No, I won't.
We will be closer
knocked
friends. Thank you. This is how it works.
I missed what you said.
You never grew up with boys, have you? Did you?
I stabilize him, but I do
This
not.
is how
heal
it
him.
works.
Tell my pet to keep his mouth shut.
I'm
I
sorry,
have
we're
been
trying.
trying for so long.
I was essentially saying the same thing with there's a but there, but you know, it felt a little bit more winsome-esque and with some tact.
Prove yourselves in strength and power, and assist us in our aims.
No,
assist,
you're just
okay.
stable. You were out for the rest
You're
of the
foaming,
session.
just foaming from the mouth.
I'm standing there like this.
Watch you roll
Okay.
2 crit fails for death saves,
Please
though.
roll death
I
save.
stabilized him.
I think that's fair. She did
Fail that
stabilize him.
Failed.
Do I add things to that?
Nope.
Nope. I
fail.
stabilize him, but I do not heal him.
Do we
Okay.
think that's fair? We wanted to open up the next plane anyway. It helps them
Do we
achieve
have to
their
come
goal.
back here for it, or would you be able to meet us where we are? We don't have wings, unfortunately, like you.
Oh, we'll send another pet should you succeed, as she glances towards the vassal.
The deal is just open up the water plane.
One
Every
of
water
the
plane we
seals.
open up
We get an item.
lessens the Sultan's power, and we get another magical item.
Let's do
I like
it.
it.
I'm fine with that.
And now, Ray,
What do you think?
that doesn't get
Oh,
us
we'll go on,
necessarily closer to the storm yet, but it doesn't take us away from it either.
But the last time we opened it up, we got 2 of the
See you
tier.
later.
That's true. Yes.
And so if we open up more, maybe we'll get more.
You're right. We would grow in stature and power,
We
Yes.
would have twice
thus
that.
helping our new friends,
That's helping the storm.
our new Siddiqs.
Oh god, it's an old play for Fred Dragons.
I wish,
Yeah, let's
I, wish
do
I
it.
was awake.
Oh, I bet you
so
do.
many things I would say right now.
It's a good thing you're almost dead.
Okay.
You have one final day of rest, and then you may leave.
Do you know where Yanni went?
Yes?
Is he still on this plane?
For now.
Okay.
Thank you for your audience.
You are blessed by us.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
I give. Oh,
Yes.
can I get? I'm sorry. Can I get the breastplate preemptively if I say I'm gonna do it? I'm gonna do. Or do it like I have to give you the ring and then I get the breastplate. It would really help me.
As
Wow.
if you could run from them, even if you got it. I say, trying to influence that in his favor.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion 29.
Nice.
Follow me.
Done.
Not to teach. She's like about to explain further where they're going, and you just were like, "Yep."
She walks you back to the audience chamber by yourself.
You're on your
Well,
own.
here we are.
Jake. Before he makes it, turn it into plate armor.
Isn't that what he asked for?
I
No
don't know.
requirement for mithril.
I can't. I don't know if I have. I actually no. I did ask him about
Oh,
this.
okay.
I don't
He
have
doesn't
enough.
have 5 pounds is not enough for plate.
Gotcha.
Mithril
The
plate.
best I can.
I bet all you needed was one more bar.
6 pounds.
Right back at you. Oh,
Okay.
none of us knew inventory.
Before you actually arrive at the open volcano, she motions her hand and a secondary pathway opens up through the lava.
Not the same one we walked in the first time.
Correct.
Okay.
It's in the long hallway of
that's
magma
like
that's
Incredibles,
flowing over
right?
the tunnel.
the magma.
She opens it up
Yes.
kind of to the side,
That's baller.
and she
What would you do?
steps
for a
through.
mithril bar?
and expects you to do the same as the lava
It's no joke.
begins to fold up very quickly.
Do a lot.
You
I can't fight this. I'm gonna die if I do.
you
so
jump
yes.
through,
Oh, yeah, it closed a little quick there.
I mean, it happens.
and you find yourself in a massive forge.
Here's a little triangle. It can serve as your.
And
desk.
within is a very large red dragon, the one that you saw wearing armor, that Camode referred to as Undris.
It's Undris.
I've rolled well tonight.
And he looks
Rub
up
it
at you
in.
and he says,
Oh, your day's coming. Carl.
"Well, lad, what do we got here?"
I reach in and I pull out my 5 pounds and I put my 300 gold on top.
He lets you kind of spill it into his massive
Blip, blip,
hand.
blip, blip, blip.
He walks over to the forge, and as he does, he waves his hand in the air, and you watch him kind of make a motion that is almost like a diminishing or shrinking, and his form shrinks down
Whoa,
to be about your size.
that was cool.
He's still a dragon, but he now has a more dexterous form to be able to deal with smaller, more precise creation. He takes out a measure and begins measuring you. He stops for a moment and then strip.
Oh,
Aye.
like
Ooh, Sadi.
bear?
He doesn't answer you.
Okay. And he starts unhooking things and like takes off gloves and I don't know what he's wearing, all that stuff, and he keeps his skivvies on
I'm there.
and socks.
No.
Skivvies and socks, white mid-ankle socks.
Keep your ring on.
I can't take it off. So yes,
Nice.
He starts measuring you out, and
you hear "Pretty Woman" in the background.
Woman.
understanding your dimensions and shape,
What is this inseam?
Although he does crit fail the measurement, and your breastplate actually goes all. The breast part is way down here, so you look sort of funny.
Damn it, I don't even want to wear it now. Gosh.
breasts.
Dude, what if he puts a tattoo of like the naked woman on the front of it, like the trashiest thing?
Saggy man.
Oh, can you imagine?
And
Poor
you
guy.
basically need to stay there with him the entire day as he forms this breastplate.
Cool.
You get back very late in the day, and you don't know anything about ironworks, forging, any sort of shaping of metal, and
So we can turn that room into a library.
yet
right?
this is almost mesmerizing to watch
Suppose you could. Yeah.
as his rhythmic pounding of the metal
That's what she said.
is
Metal.
relaxing and fascinating to see how he molds this solid form into a not ornate, because we're going for speed here.
Yep.
But a firm and reinforced breastplate that you can wear. By the end of it, it cools very quickly because of the substance and properties of mithril. Is extremely light and fits like a glove over your body. And you have a mithril breastplate, which does not impose disadvantage to stealth to wear,
Nice.
Awesome.
and can be worn comfortably and essentially without giving itself away, underclothing, and you can sleep in it without taking a level of exhaustion. Like, you'll get a full long rest while you have the armor donned.
Is that a thing? I didn't know that. Is that a thing that
If
can
you do not take your armor off when you sleep, you don't get a
so
long,
I get to
you
be
get a level of
protected
exhaustion.
the
You
whole time.
don't get a long rest.
Is that only for heavy armor?
Technically all armor?
Oh, interesting.
Yep.
All right, retcon. I've been doing that the whole time.
You have been.
Okay.
If you ever were to get attacked in the evening, then that'll matter.
Okay.
It's happened before.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
So
All right.
this can
I
be
didn't know
worn
that.
under clothing.
Correct.
I do that, so I just look like I'm wearing my
Just
trader
buffer?
clothes.
Yep.
Can you roll a perception check to see how much mithril was left
I
over?
that
at
was
the
my
end?
next question.
Yep.
I
4.5
am
bars.
Yeah, I am intrigued at how proficient he was. So I just wanted to see, like,
Yeah.
did I make a good deal, or did he use like 6 ounces and somehow magically stretch it?
Roll perception.
20, dirty.
He seems to have used about 2/3 of it.
I feel good about that then.
So there was about a third left, which would equate to probably 2 bars of the variety that Antony bargained for.
I don't have to make a helm or bracers.
Probably would have been.
Cool. Interesting. Nice job.
All right,
Kind of
so that is
coffee-sized
Hasheen.
breastplate.
That is how you spend your final day.
That's awesome.
Cacophony, how do you spend your final day?
I guess I can go back to the table now that I'm not exhausted.
All right, and are you looking at? Are you looking at what? What are you looking at?
So it was drawer. I think it was drawer number 12
You're looking at drawer number 12. Yep.
that I can open with my skeleton hand.
So you're going to drawer 12, the second layer. Is that what
Yes,
you're-
I
the-
wrote down knowledge I can access once every 10 days. If I choose to go deeper, there will be
Has it been 10 days?
I'm assuming so.
We've
So
been
this
here
was-
for 3.
You've been here 3.
Yeah.
You
I don't know how long we spent in.
accessed that. The shadow. That's right. The Shadowfeld is a faster. Well, you don't know how many days it's been. It's been 10 days.
It feels like it's been a while.
Yes.
You don't know, but I do.
So therefore, as you go to the
Bite me.
Yeah, the first time I accessed the drawer, the only other time was before we met Muckfat.
So you
I'm assuming
have
that was-
found the faux drawer, the faux bottom,
Yes.
this second layer. You found it last time, and you don't necessarily know how to open it. Let me see how. Go ahead and roll a as you go to enter drawer 12, which is this ironwood dark gray drawer, which you now know is connected to a planar influence of death known as Delure, the realm of the dead.
Are you gonna use that skull again, girl?
You
I guess I
you open
shouldn't.
it with your bone hand,
Molly, breathe on it for her.
and are you?
Imbue her with some of your dang luck. Give her a little pat on the shoulder. You know what
Guidance
matters.
doesn't work in real life.
So go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
use little
seeking to
faith.
understand how to open the next layer drawer? That's what you're trying
That's
to do?
how I access the knowledge, right?
Yes.
Then yes.
So you're not trying to necessarily open the drawer to see what happens within drawer 12 itself. You're seeking to interact with the faux bottom
Yes.
to understand how to open it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and
I'll put it back.
please roll a
Give it to Kyle.
a wisdom an insight check
Save it for next week.
based off of your
He's dead.
charisma
He's not
score.
using
Oh, baby teeth, though.
Guidance.
How does that
Just
work?
from me. In
So-
real life.
My
Are you proficient with wisdom?
No.
With insight check.
no.
Okay. So then, what's your charisma modifier? It's +4 or 5.
+8.
That's for the save. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your charisma is a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be +5 since you're not
Oh, yes,
proficient
okay.
with insight.
Yes.
And you're also guided, so you can add a D4. So D20 +5 plus a D4.
All right. Okay. 19.
19.
Whoop, whoop.
19 is sufficient to reveal to you that this drawer can only be opened by you.
Oh, good thing to fast track.
And it can only be opened by you if you kill something and then bring it back to life within an hour of seeking to open it.
Oh, we can just do that with JB.
So I kill something, put it in the drawer within an hour.
You kill something,
JB's dead.
and then you...
Oh, yeah.
So by killing something, meaning knock it out.
Even better!
And then you revive it, bring it back to life, because you don't technically have the revivify spell.
She
Right.
didn't have to put that in the drawer, though.
No, it's just in general. Once that happens, you have
Oh, got it.
been touched by death sufficiently
Okay.
to be able to access this drawer.
Okay.
Wait, so, like, she has to be the one to bring them back?
Yes.
She has the spare the dying, which she gives the
Okay.
I
D8
also have
or
a
something.
diamond.
And you also your
take my
one of
guidance
your
card.
abilities is when you cast. How does that work? That I forget that feature that you have. Where
Defy
someone-
death.
Yeah. How does
Once
that work?
per long rest, you can regain 1d8 plus 3 hit points when you succeed on a death saving throw or when you stabilize a creature with Spare the Dying.
Right. So basically, if you kill something, you knock it out, and then you stabilize it, that will allow you to
Alright.
open this drawer.
Wow.
You have learned that through a day's worth of interaction with this table. Are you going to seek to... There's enough time left in the day to try to knock someone out and then stabilize them.
He's only stable right now. Just saying. I didn't heal him.
I slept.
But
last
he's
night.
already stable?
Well, yeah, but you could fix that.
Yeah.
I can
We slept.
unstabilize?
Yeah, you
We
could.
had a long rest.
He
I'm
did.
Good.
He's back to full health.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
gonna
right.
just walk up to one of you guys and be like, let me knock you out.
Mama said knock you
Not a bad
All
idea.
right.
Are there any mice in the...
Dude, the next time one of us goes down in
Yeah.
combat, she's gonna be like, 1 second, please.
Yeah. Shuffle over. Yeah.
Could you bleed into my drawer? I kind of need that.
Hey, couldn't you just kill yourself and then bring yourself back?
Ooh, that's dark.
I could, I
like
guess.
little meth
That's deep.
commentary.
Let me put a drop of sickening radiance in the room as I leave.
I think she has to be the one to knock it out, though.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Anything more, Cacophony?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Ray, what are you working on?
All right, she'll work out with Morthos on the snowballs.
Okay. Roll an Arcana check with advantage because you are being assisted.
Working on the snowballs.
21.
Anyone? That is sufficient to be able to roll a D100. You need to get a total of 75 points to because you have Frostbite and Ray of Frost. The amount has been diminished.
55.
55. Okay, you are 20 points away from unlocking the knowledge requisite to cast Snillix once per day. Please
Snowballs.
make note of that. 55 of 75. Celine?
Is the room unoccupied?
The room of the situation room?
Yeah.
It is
Are you
because the incantation of the lens doesn't necessarily need to be done in that, though it can certainly be enhanced with tools there. But if you want to go there, you can.
And if I understood you correctly, it's not just like a workshop. You could also manifest like a library.
You can manifest whatever you can imagine.
All right, but does it have to be knowledge you already know? I can't imagine.
It has to be knowledge that is within the parameters defined by the dragons who created it. That is accessible here.
Okay, I'm gonna.
So if they don't know it, it can't be manifest. And if they know it, but they have not granted access to it, it cannot be accessed.
All right, I'm gonna risk it. This might not work out, but that's okay. I'm gonna go to that room,
Okay? You go to the room.
and I heard that dragon say that for the Hell Claws, she killed not only a black shadow dragon, but the blood of a devil that she slew herself.
Yep.
So I would like to see if I can have available to me any tomes or books on high-ranking devils or demons, or just fiends in general, presuming that she would have that knowledge then. I'm trying to get further along in
Okay.
identifying.
Please roll a intelligence check to know kind of basically like you're trying to find the right keywords, so to speak, to imagine and
Yeah.
to conjure here.
I'm gonna guidance myself on this because I am intentionally
Sure.
looking. Okay.
You can do that.
Crit! 23 plus intelligence, which is a what? Where am I? 26! I crit that! Yeah! You find nothing.
Congratulations.
You know, 3 of you have rolled crits on really important rolls tonight. Okay. You do find a book that is one book entitled The Demon Lords of the Abyss. And within it contains descriptions of multiple of the Lords of the Abyss. There is an entry on Maglubiet. There is an entry on the Demogorgon. There is an entry on Yunogu. There is an entry on
I like that.
Ubliex. There is an entry on Baphomet. There is an entry on multiple of these demon lords. Grost. G-R-A-Z-Z-T. Who's an interesting one, because he's also a devil. those are all the ones I can think of off the top of my head. But Zuktmoy, that's another one.
Zuktmoy, you too.
Yeah, she's interesting. She's the demon lord of
Fungus,
fungus.
right? Yeah.
So there's a devil that's a demon lord?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Graz.
Grazd. Grazzt, I think.
Oh, I've read about him.
You also find a book
We played cards once.
on... It's simply titled Archdevils. And it has a description of the 9 layers of the hells, known collectively as Baator, Baator. And then it goes through each of the 9 levels, starting with Avernus at the top level and going all the way down to the deepest of levels with the Lord of the Hells, Mephistopheles himself.
It's not Asmodeus? Interesting.
Or maybe it's Asmodeus and Mephistopheles is the 8th
It's like
layer.
the second
Mhm.
guy,
I
think
right?
he's the eighth.
Yeah.
Depends on the week.
Yeah. Well,
Of Cania,
What
right?
age are we in?
yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, it gives you the rulers of each of the 9, as well as their underlings and those of tremendous power. So there talks about Zariel. It talks about Tiamat, who is trapped in the first layer of hell and is actually a demon lord that is kept there by Zariel. Talks about many others, Molech and Baal, not to be confused with the god Baal. And it talks about these archdevils and demon lords in the same way that one would talk about deities. Although it does acknowledge that deities are stronger in their own planes. These beings are only slightly less powerful. And should they band together in partnership and unity, even a god could be challenged. Oh, Orcus was another demon lord. How did I forget him?
How did it word it? Like a convergence of their powers?
That's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
Partnership.
Partnership.
Which is a convergence.
Synonym.
And should
You
enough
solved the mystery.
of these gods partner together, the balance of the cosmos itself may be upset.
We're here fighting the Sultan.
We're actually not even. We're at level 0.
With a crit, and speaking of the Sultan,
No way! Okay, come on.
there is mention of a
Prince.
primordial being
Name is Sultan.
of immense power, the origins that are surmised to be in the great creation itself of the planes. And not only the various material planes, but all of the planes of existence. And it talks in theory, because the book is not necessarily a treatise on creation, but it simply references as if it's accepted as fact and therefore not seeking to explain it. A war referred to as the Dawn War
Taking those notes.
between beings of immense power. It refers to the one above and the one below, and each of their respective alliances. And it refers to the City of Brass as being a central battlefront within this clashing of creation.
Interesting.
And a being that ultimately emerged, although it does not describe how, a being that emerged in control and power of the City of Brass. Now I gotta go.
Dang!
I don't remember.
You guys, I made the right question.
Yeah, this is good.
I gotta go to my deep notes.
I think this is the second time I've crit where
What
you've
about
had to
deep
reference
notes?
your deep notes. Is the vision that Azazel gave me helping me to contextualize some of this information that you're passing along now?
I'm sorry. I'm reading. I'm not listening. What was that question?
You gave information in the sequence I had with Azazel where his chains were going through portals. Is that connected? Like, I'm getting that insight that it's connected to what you're about to describe now, or describing with this consortium of powers and whatnot?
You specifically asked for devils and demons.
I did, yeah. I don't know if you're giving me anything
There's
else.
another category and class of
Oh, you go
beings
off, right?
that are referenced as primordials, but you don't have time to research them.
It's fine.
Um,
I'll take what I
the
Zazzle's a good buddy rabbit.
the one below is known to be a primordial. You critted, so. The one above, who has various names, it is just referred to in brief as AO, created a race of immortal beings known as Vati, V-A-A-T-I,
No way! Okay.
referred to as the Wind Dukes.
AO created Vati,
Yeah.
known as the Wind Dukes.
The Wind Dukes of Akka. AAQA. They were the ones who actually created the City of Brass. But in the war with the primordials, essentially all of them died.
Essentially.
Interesting note, you find the Vati, when they die,
My guess.
their immortal soul is what would meld with the primordial essence of creation to form an Ifrit,
Whoa.
thus giving
Thank-
rise
Sit
to the Ifrit's claim that they created the City of Brass. And I'm sorry, it's not just an Ifrit, it's any type of genie. So if it was a Vati that was more of earth, melded with earth primordial, it would be a Tao that emerged, so on and so forth. There were two great Vati, twins, known as Suleiman and Iblis.
Did we hear that name before?
Neither of those are ringing a bell.
Iblis?
No,
Iblis.
Suleiman.
IBLIS.
Sounds
Suleiman was the ruler of the City of Brass and the general of the Vati armies.
You say general or
yes,
ruler?
in some
Both.
text you see his name written as Suleiman.
Oh. That's really why it sounds familiar.
Suleiman?
There's also reference to, with regard to him, something about
You did more than a crit.
I guess
with
so.
This info.
Jeez.
was not possible for you to learn it.
Something about forget.
You'll have to learn it eventually, or else there's no point in writing it.
No.
Where is it?
That would be funny.
It is.
These guys are like extra fluffy.
Those are good, yeah.
What are you eating?
They're like extra
Something-
fluffy.
Something referred to as the chamber.
Mhm.
I got
Again, it's written in an assumed form. Suleiman, after the war, was victorious and sought to continue to rule the city of Brass, overseeing all of the genies, helping them to coexist.
Then someone came along.
This is paining you.
How high was your roll total?
26. But I critted.
Roll a 30. 35.
Yeah, I know, because you do this naturally every day, every time you breathe. I know. I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm aware.
I'm proud of you.
As
When it
the
counts.
When it counts.
as the millennia-long war against the primordials waged, Suleiman's twin, Iblis, ultimately was incensed that so many of their fellow Vati fell. And could not take the fact that Ao seemingly cared so little about all of the fallen Vati.
Circle that name.
And though the war was ultimately won by Ao and his contingent of divine partners that brought balance, Iblis, in an act of treachery, slew his brother.
Age-old story.
Or at least banished him. It is unclear what happened between them. And the city of Brass was redefined by a legion of Ifrit who Iblis took for his own. They rewrote the history of the city. And in one sentence, Iblis is referred to as the usurper. And then, in short order, the usurper turns into the Sultan.
Wow. We know the name of them.
Wow.
So Iblis is the last Vati,
So it seems.
according to the book?
So it seems.
Dude, we definitely can't kill this.
Is there an author on this book?
Hmm?
Is there an author of this book written on the nameplate?
His name is Anthony.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be sick. Corellian.
There is no author.
There's a pseudonym.
It seems to just be
J.B. Corellian. I'm sorry.
an accounting of the divine order from there, this is like, think like 2 or 3 pages of like a very quick synopsis of like how we got to this point, so to speak.
This is the prologue.
And then,
This is a
and
prologue.
then these texts are far more in depth on the specific demon lords and devils, archdevils themselves.
Does she happen to get the name of the one below?
No, that's only mentioned as the one below.
Wow.
I can't give up all my lore secrets.
So in
She rolled
the
higher.
Have to eventually, though.
in the
right?
description that you
Well, we finally
gave me or
found out
that
who
I
the Sultan
see
is.
of the
It's been
high-ranking devils and
5
demon
months.
lords, did I see any description of a
Something like that.
manifestation similar to what
35
appeared
episodes is
on that night?
roughly 4 episodes a month.
A manifestation of what night?
Basically, was there any description that they can appear as this form similar to the form that I remember appearing on?
On your night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to roll? 'Cause
Yeah,
you gave me a lot.
no, I mean, any of the archdevils or demon lords certainly could have fit the bill. Like, they're beings of immense power that toy with their victims. But you also get the sense that it probably wouldn't be one of the actual demon lords or archdevils, because they got bigger things to do than deal with you. So if you're looking for a specific, roll an insight check.
Oh, that's good. 26. Rolled a 19.
As you read through the class of creatures, the ones that strike you more as what you're looking for are like the lieutenants. Not the archdevils themselves,
Well, yeah.
but some of them have very powerful underlings that do go out on specific missions and deal with different matters of that demon lord or archdevil. And that's all you get.
Alright, fair enough. You gave me a lot.
Yeah. So we're fighting an angel.
Pretty much.
A fallen angel.
Fighting Avati.
Avati.
We got this.
Can you imagine if we
not
just went
yet.
in there blind?
Not yet, obviously. We need to get some friends.
We need to
The Vati were the first created thing.
the progenitors?
Not
No.
progenitors per se. Ao is the progenitor,
Yeah,
so to speak.
They were progened.
But they were the first created thing that were demigod, essentially demigods themselves.
So we're fighting Hercules. He's
Yeah.
a
I had
demigod.
a feeling I gave up
Wouldn't
the
the
ring
freak be
development
more
for this.
Hercules, though?
I think they're less than that.
Less than that?
The Freet are
was thinking
immortal in the sense that they don't die from age, but they can be killed.
They're like elves. The Ifrit are like elves.
And elves are like elves.
Well,
Um,
not in that
the Vati,
going Lord of the Rings. There.
the Vati are
I knew.
described as exceedingly powerful, and you get the sense that the inference is that some of these archdevils and demon lords themselves are not fallen Vati, so to speak, but they're from a very close approximation of the strength and power and the essence, the immortal essence of the Vati that was twisted into these beings. Like a derivative of, whereas the normal Vati their souls are turned into genies of various elemental types. There are other beings that are derived therefrom as well that turned into things like archdevils and demon lords.
She's important. We know that.
My last question is there an indication of like a part 1 or like a volume number on this book?
She could be Vati.
No,
That's fine. Alright, that's all I needed.
Uncorrupted.
there's 2
That was a good
volumes, one
question.
on devils, one on demons that seem to be.
Any book of names?
And
Control F.
If you read this,
Control
you
F.
may also like.
Yeah, is there like a related content shelf at the end?
no related content shelf.
Interesting.
Darn.
That we learned a
Is
lot.
there a sneak peek in
Whoa, that was a good decision!
It
I
was.
understood the ring.
All right, let's end
We
this
gotta level up.
episode and let's plan.
So as the day comes to a close,
Can I do something on the last day?
did I not ask you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're
Can
not
you
gonna
come in
be-
and look at the book?
Man, just spaced. I wanted to ask her before she left to the room a question. Oh! I want to ask her a question real quick. Have you figured out how the ring works? As in, can you tell it to search for a particular moat that you're looking for?
You in the room with me?
This is before you walk over to the freaking
Oh,
room.
sorry, okay.
Yeah, we just went back in
Sorry,
time.
sorry.
Jackass.
I'm just asking.
He's been there the whole time,
You've
just
been- yeah.
quietly standing behind you.
Mouth breathing.
I see you standing up.
Well, I've seen it react in close proximity to other motes, but I've never been able to use it from a distance.
Well, that bowstring of fire isn't gonna help
Can
me.
you do me a favor and just spend some time at some point attempting to use it to point you in a particular direction? And if I
Could I
could
change it?
ask you to see if you could ask it to reach out for
Someone else's
motes of
magic.
illumination. Might be necessary.
Do I have to roll an insight check to see
Just
its
an
face?
ask.
What is your general expression when you're saying that? Like you're afraid,
Interest?
nervous, or
I am
deeply yearning for
I'm
it, or
not
what?
hiding anything from you. I'm
Yeah,
not
no, I'm just-
afraid or nervous. It would be like knowing that at some point there's a door to a room that you have to get in for your ultimate hopes and dreams, and asking someone where the key to get in that room is. I don't know what that means.
It's a handshake.
Do you kill me in the middle of the okay, good.
She just tickled
Guiding
your palm a
bolt.
little.
Anyway, what was I reading?
All right,
No,
so just a
yeah.
question about that, and then I guess I would start to imprint what is needed in the first steps of this
Okay.
lens here.
Please roll an intelligence save to recall the exact sequence of your incantation.
Dang, these dragons just have that book lying around. What the
15.
heck?
15. It's a little bit, not that you don't remember it, you do remember the order, but the specific incantations are very complex. You are able to attempt layer 1 of the incantations with disadvantage. So it's an arcana,
Oh.
a disadvantage arcana check.
Hey, that's good.
25.
Despite the fog of memory from millennia ago, as you begin the actual process of imbuing the illuminated power into this lens, you recall as you're going. Please roll a D100. You need to get 50 points to complete the level 1 ritual.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
27.
Okay. You are halfway.
Every time you make me roll a D100 on this, I roll way super low on any of these things.
Please
Insane.
note 27 of 50 for layer 1.
I'm never doing it again. So, whatever. Wasting my time. On to the next item.
Oh my goodness. Hello, thank you for rating. Did we do a giveaway?
No, we're gonna
Man.
do the giveaway right now. If you would like to win a set of dice or a gift card,
All that time for
you can type into the chat right now, !lore.
Got nothing.
That is !lore, L-O-R-E, because of the lore dump here at the end of the session. !lore for your chance to win either a set of dice, which you can see there, or a $5 gift card to DM's Guild. And again, thank you so much for LX Terror for the raid. We are about to end the session, and so we'd certainly invite you to join us earlier on next Tuesday if you can. But
We're not on next Tuesday.
oh, that's right. We're not on next Tuesday.
We're not.
We're not.
Vacation.
Because I will be away, and Jake will be away, and Adam will be away.
So I'm gonna DM is what I hear you say. I'm gonna DM for
let's
everyone
go to
else.
a business trip to Vegas. It actually is a business trip.
It is.
Ford always does their
We've been
corporate.
rolling dice, so you're
Yeah.
good.
Going to the Ford show.
Heck yeah.
Can you bring a D20? Would they accept that at a gambling table?
I own a Ford.
Yes, business. And so, exclamation point lore, and we will do that drawing randomly. We do giveaways every single week that we play. And so if you're rating here and you like winning stuff, then please give us a follow. And anytime that you are available, we'd love to have you join us. Usually we always do at least one giveaway. Oftentimes we do two. I think we're 5 new subs short of doing a second giveaway, but we can complete that giveaway tonight. The first giveaway, we're 75 new subs away from giving away that green dragon. So that's cumulative over time. We will acquire new subscriptions, and then we will ultimately give away that green dragon that you see there, which was really cool. But regardless of the giveaways, we really appreciate you sticking around with us as we had a roleplay heavy session here, as there was some downtime in the midst of the crazy Shadowfell shenanigans that the party just completed, and dealing with these ancient red dragons that you're seeking to balance the fine line of appeasing but also wisely negotiating with. And
we did it wisely. Good.
most of you did, most of the time. And we'll pick things up here next Tuesday night as you make your way to the next leg of the journey. I suppose you're either going to go to the City of Brass to deliver the Mote of Shadow,
Nah.
or
We're going to that.
you're going to go
Go to the seal.
screw the main quest. We can get a magic item by undoing the second seal.
And then we'll go.
You can't complete the main quest until you do all the side quests.
Amen.
Yeah, we can do,
Otherwise,
like, all 600
how are we gonna
You know this.
two-shot the end boss? We need to do all the stuff around the outside.
That's
But
right.
how are we gonna learn all the words to Phosphoroda if we don't go all the places yet with all the dragons?
Oh my goodness. For sure. Well, we certainly hope you join us for all those side quests and the main quest.
Eventually.
And
Eventually.
I gotta steal Mangabar's wedding ring. Poor guy, she's been dead for years. Give it up, man. That's what the dragons are really trying to help him move on.
That's
Really
angle.
beneficial.
Right. They're good guys.
I love that you agreed to it.
That's. I don't even know what we're talking about, so it's probably bad, but
Of course it's bad. They're red dragons.
well, you know.
Because they're wise doesn't mean they're good.
Machine knows some things about Mengobar, but
Interesting.
not all things.
Correct.
So,
Dude did
Jake knows more about Mengobar, but that doesn't mean Hasheen does.
Also correct.
All right. Well, we will not be playing next Tuesday or Thursday,
Correct.
but we will be back the following Tuesday as we pick things up right here, starting at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, where we will continue our story as we look forward to doing more looting, dying, and repeating. Good night, everyone.
That don't impress
Cheers.
me much.
We don't get a lot of money, so maybe I should just be